Wow.
And there will be gorilla shit all over the army.
That sounds like you're saying Jews.
You little bastard, you attacked my stepson?
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they're disgusting.
Oh, you sound racist. Good. Yes. Yes, I am. And you guessed it, a Jew.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking...
Jews be Jewing. Niggas be nigga-ing.
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
And there will be gorilla shit all over the army.
I'm very obviously gay. I look at him and I'm like, well, you're gay.
Enough. I will hear no more of this Hebrew nonsense.
Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Oh my God. If we would have started the show 10, 15 seconds earlier, you would have just heard me sneezing and wheezing and coughing and oh my God. I have bad news for the person who at the end of this morning's show was challenging me saying, you got to film yourself shooting a three. You can't hit a three. Now, first of all, I hate to ruin the big secret. It doesn't take much to hit a three-pointer in basketball. It's not an amazing feat. If I was just showing you my warm-ups and I hit a three, and then I went, oh yeah, there it is, everybody in the gym would turn and go, who's the retard? Would they be wrong? Would they be wrong? Welcome to the program. I am very excited to have you here. We got off to a great start this morning, and I think we're going to continue that role this evening. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Another very common a piece of advice, stay away from bipolar crazy whores, especially if they're really, really skinny. Those tend to be disastrous pairings. This Turkey Tom, we talked about him today. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Turkey Tom. I do believe I owe that boy an apology. I owe that boy half an apology. He's not guilty of what that girl accused him of, being a psychotic, rough sexer, abuser kind of a guy. It turns out he was with a... Stop me if you've heard this one before. Now this one is a little personal because I've been lied about by a drug-addicted whore who's maybe better now. I don't know. Did take it back, which was nice. But I will say this. By the way, one of the rare instances where the apology was louder than the disrespect. I appreciated that it took place right on Twitter. But this thing where, I should have known better with this Turkey Tom is that whenever these crazy fucking psychotic bitches come out and accuse something with no receipts, always take the guy's side. Always, I betrayed my mandom, if you will. I betrayed my own masculinity. Stop it. With this Turkey Tom deal, because He got accused by some psychotic chick, and I just wanted Turkey Tom to be guilty. It turns out Turkey Tom is not this like domineering, aggressive guy. It turns out he's kind of a candles and rose petal pussy, which is fine. Go ahead. Be that. It's better than being a fucking sex guy. Fucking queer. Like you're trying to be Johnny Sins or some shit. Turkey Tom, and we'll get to it later in the show today. The boy came with receipts. I didn't realize he was like in his 20s, by the way. I thought he was like closer to me in age. And I feel so bad because when guys like Turkey Tom get in situations like this, you want to guide him in the right direction. You want to be like the ghost of Pussy Future. And you want to be like, look, dude, I know it looks good now, but they're psychotic. It's going to be a fucking problem. They're going to come in like a whirling dervish. They're going to destroy families. Everything you know and hold dear is going to be turned upside down on your head, and you're going to make excuses for them. Just skip it, dude. Just skip it. Find someone at the grocery store. Don't find someone who follows you on Instagram. Don't find someone who, is a fan of your content. Don't do that. All right? That's the wrong place to go shopping. Church, grocery store. Church and grocery store. Just stick to those two. Not late night thumbing on Tinder. Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Don't go chasing bipolar waterfalls. So he gave a response, and we'll watch some of it tonight. It's like 40 minutes long, so we're not going to watch the whole thing. But the kid fell for the crazy, psychotic, sex-crazed bipolar hoe who got broken up with, didn't like that she got broken up with, and then ran to the internet and spilled all of this bullshit. And everything she accused him of, it turns out she was guilty of, and Tom had receipts for all of it. So good for Turkey Tom. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just play some of this, because I'm fired up now. Let's play some of this Turkey Tom deal. First of all, look at this guy. Look at him. Do you see a sex guy? That is a guy who wants to play some smooth jazz, light some candles, probably outkicks his coverage because he's a nice, humble guy. This is not a strangle you or cut you or make you bleed kind of a guy. And also, she said he does a shitload of coke and a shitload of drugs. I ain't seeing it. Like, I know a lot of these, like, YouTube guys, they get really famous and they shouldn't be. There's no way they should have ever made it. They like entered a cosmic wormhole and ended up accidentally famous and wealthy, and they just can't handle it and they burn it all down. I've seen it up close and personal. So like with this guy, it's good to know that he's not the fucking psychopath that this woman painted him out to be, because I've listened to Turkey Tom stuff and I go, this guy sounds like kind of a boring guy. Not even in a bad way. He just kind of sounds like a boring guy. And now between his white background and his dry hair and his stupid beard and his plain hoodie, he's just a boring guy. And that's good. You want to be a boring guy. Someday he'll be a Menard's dad. So he comes out, and God bless Turkey Tom, he comes with the receipts. And again, I apologize to Turkey Tom for believing that woman for a second. Looking back on it now, Jesus Christ, I think I just wanted this guy to be guilty of this shit. But listening to him bring the receipts, boom, guys, if you meet one of these type of chicks, save everything, because when these girls get burned, they're used to simps. When you finally burn them and you pull your head out of your ass and you go, I can't fuck with you anymore. You're insane. Like, you got to go. They're going to try to burn you down with some bullshit. It happens to all of us at some point in their life. Thank God it only happened to me once and a little bit. But make sure you bring those receipts, guys. I mean, keep text messages, keep everything. So this BPD whore criticizes Turkey Tom of all kinds of stuff. Tom takes this took, 2 weeks for him to kind of respond to this? But he was gathering all the receipts, all the text messages, everything. So let's go through some of this. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to put it at 1.5 speed. And if you don't know, this woman gave an interview with Null of Kiwi Farms. By the way, Null kind of taking L's now. Turkey Tom kind of blew up his interview. He didn't get that body cam footage released. It's not, I mean, look, nobody wins them all. You got to take a few lumps. It's just, big losses back to back. That's like Pacquiao losing to Marquez and then Mayweather. It's tough to take. And then, follow that up with Chris Horn. So Turkey Tom makes a response. This woman went on with Null and said that he abused her. He was too rough with her in bed. He was psychotic about sex. He was crazy aggressive. He was into rape play, which I had to learn about because of all this. And that this guy he was way too much. And she was just this poor little girl. She was just this poor little girl, and nobody had never done nothing. She'd never done nothing to nobody. And then here comes this big YouTuber. Does this guy look like he crushes pussy? He looks like he's had about 3 girlfriends, and good for him. Everything that seems like an insult that I'm laying out here is a compliment to Turkey Tom. We live in a fucked up, disease-ridden, cancerous culture. So everything you know about what's cool and what's not cool, you got to flip that shit 180. We're in the post-Epstein files America now. The guys who look like fucking bums, who just are boring as shit, those guys are good. Those are good guys. The ones who are, out right up in your face, blah, blah. Stay away. They're a problem. This guy, he's a boring dipshit. You want yourself a boring dipshit. You're going to have a good life with a boring dipshit. So let's listen to boring dipshit, and I say this with all due respect. Turkey Tom, who ended up clearing his name today.
I'm sorry that this response took so long. I wanted to make sure I had all the facts together before saying anything. Recently, I've been accused.
I tell you this, putting him at 1.5 speed, he actually sounds more entertaining. You're welcome, Internet.
An ex-girlfriend, along with an ex-partner, of non-consensually filming sexual encounters, being so rough and inconsiderate during sexual encounters that it bordered on assault, encouraging eating disorders, being into age play, along with a litany of other completely baseless, false accusations. The 2 women who are accusing me, Sacramento 89, real name Rowan, and Left 4 Dead, real name Katie, took to gossip forum Kiwi Farms to post the accusations, along with carefully cherry-picked screenshots to back up their claims. These claims aren't super difficult to debunk just because of the overwhelming amount of evidence I have on my side.
No, I think we're going to go with like the first 7 or 10 minutes where I think he addresses this Rowan chick, and she's really batshit. I came home from the gym, I turned this on, I fell asleep. So I didn't go through the whole 40 minutes. And like by the time I got to 4 or 5 minutes, I was like, oh, this guy's totally innocent.
So without further ado, let's start with Sacramento or Rowan. This is a girl I dated for about 7 months, from May of 2025 until January 10th of 2026. 4 days later, she made her first post.
By the way, I don't like him blocking out her face. We got to settle this. These hoes come out and start accusing these guys who have done nothing wrong of a bunch of shit. Face, name, everything out there. You came out and you went on a big interview on a big show and you made all these accusations about a guy with millions of fans. He can show your face. He deserves that much. He deserves a lot more. She should have to be paying him 50 cents of every dollar she makes for the rest of her life. It's to the point now, guys, where, again, unless there's texts and unless there's DMs, I don't believe a fucking word anybody says. Especially if it's after a breakup. If someone breaks up with someone and they tell me this happened and that happened, I go, oh, let me see. And they go, well, I don't have anything. Then I'm sorry, I can't afford to believe you. Because the culture is rotting and developing in a place where women are rewarded for lying. And, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not their fault. It's 100% your fault. You know not to lie about people just because you're bitter and you got broken up with. So I got to say, score 2 for Tom. 1, bringing receipts, 2 for dropping the bitch. But here's the mistake that Tom made. Quit getting involved with these broads in the first place. If the DM starts with, I love your show, block her.
Alleges that I am a real freak and like to, quote, record sexual encounters without asking for consent. This is blatantly untrue. I have never recorded any sexual encounter without explicit consent. As a matter of fact, with Rowan, she was the one who initiated the idea of filming sex acts in the first place. On Tuesday, August 19th, after 3 months of knowing each other and being sexually active, Rowan texted me saying, you should get those meta glasses.
Let me put this in this form here so you guys can see these.
When you crack me. I responded by saying, for what? And she answers again, cracking time, alluding to me filming her with the glasses onboard camera. Now, at the time, I did not feed into this. I did not.
So look at it. Look at his responses, by the way. I think this is important. You should get those meta glasses when you crack me. First of all, Gen Z, we got to talk. Your guys' like phrasing for sex is fucking cringe. When you crack me, like women, like as the generations go on, women just become more and more useless and slutty and just, I had a piece of meat to slam it into my cunt. It's just, none of you are, like the word pretty is dead. Thanks to Gen Z. Like the word, there's nothing pretty about, get those glasses when you crack me. Like, what the, like, is it, have we lost? Like, the word fuck was about as far as it needs to go. When you crack me. Like, if a guy wants to talk like that with other dudes, that's fine. But there's something about women talking like that where you're like, look, you're never going to be us. Don't try to be us. You know what we like about you? That you're not us. And if you ever say I like her because she's like one of the guys, run. Run as far as you can. And again, I know there's a 39-year-old man screaming into the wind based on the mistakes I've made. I want you youngins to not have to go through this. Listen to Unc. Listen to OG. Listen to me. I know you think it's going to be different this time. I know you think it's going to be better, and we just didn't know what we were doing. Stay away from these bitches. But I don't know why I yell. Because I made the mistakes. He's got to make the mistakes too. That's the arrogant part of us OGs, of us unks. Is we got to, we want to tell these guys, don't do this, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like the more you tell them not to, the more you, there's crazy Unk again. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'll prove him wrong. And then they go out and do the crazy shit. So you got to let them hurt themselves. And that's what Turkey Tom had to go through. But look at her. You crack me. Ew, crack me with your cock, Tom. I got to stop. That's going to get clipped. And then his response, good night, Rowan. Sweet dreams. See, he's a fucking pastry. He's a poofta. And I say that with all due respect. He's a sweet guy. He's a nice guy. He's not a Kraken guy. You can sail your ship safely through his oceans because he ain't a Kraken.
Her with the glasses onboard camera. Now, at the time, I did not feed into this. I did not show enthusiasm. I didn't even agree to get the glasses. I just responded and said, good night, sweet dreams. So one whole week goes by without us talking about it whatsoever. And then on August 25th, Rowan texts me saying, you should get those meta things for real. So I respond by saying, I think I'm going to avoid filming anything involving sex for a while, showing that I'm clearly not the person interested in filming our sexual encounters.
Given recent events, I'm paranoid. Attaboy, Tommy. Attaboy, Tom. That's it. There you go. And by the way, lying bitch. He didn't film all our encounters. Sometimes I wouldn't even know. Get those glasses and crack me with your cock, Tom. The only mistake Tom made in this is continuing to talk to her. Tom, how big does the red, as a guy who didn't ignore red flags in the past, how huge does the cloth of the red flag need to be before you decide, I think we're done? All right, she did use the N-word, though, so I'm back in.
She is. As you can see in the text, even when I say I don't want to film us having sex, she pushes the issue. Now, to be clear, we did eventually take videos of ourselves being intimate.
Hey, look, you know why that is? Because he's a nice guy. He gets pushed around. So she kind of bullies him into the filming thing. That sounds a lot different than the bullshit she was throwing out there.
I was given explicit consent every single time. And on a few occasions, she even took the phone out of my hand and was holding it while filming us. To be clear,
I got to say this. Turkey Tom may be a dork, but coming up here is a real gangster part of this clip. I will say, when I was driving home from the gym when I first turned it on, and then I listened to the rest at home the neck until I fell asleep. When I heard this part coming up here in the car, I looked at my display and I went, Tom, that's not how you talk. He's fucking had it, this guy.
There was never a tripod or a hidden camera. It was always handheld. And in every single video, she was clearly aware of the camera, making eye contact with the camera lens. Also on September 8th, Rowan texts me, I do miss it though, in regards to our sexual interactions. She follows it up by saying, send the videos. Keep in mind, these are videos that she claims in present day were taken without her consent. She then goes
now,
on,
Tom, this is where Unc can help you. Don't send a goddamn thing. Don't hit send, Tom. Listen to Unc. Don't hit send. I am going to kind of ease into this role of Unc, of guardian angel very well, I feel like. I'm going to age remarkably well. I'm going to, like, old fuddy-duddy advice giver guy. I'm going to, it's going to, the better and better and further away I get from the mistakes of my past, Unc is going to be better. I got to say Unc now because I got called OG at the gym and it's fucking with my head. I made a 3 in a pickup game we were playing the other day, and they went, nice shot, OG. I went, oh, shit. Because I look at myself as, like, these guys' peers, and now these 20-somethings are calling me OG. Time to embrace it.
Say, and I quote, I will watch them and keep them close to my heart, clearly indicating she has no problem whatsoever with them existing. I'm an extremely paranoid person when it comes to my personal life and my sex life and my dating life. As a public figure, I just like to keep my private life private. So I was very hesitant to send Rowan any sexual videos we had taken. However, I did send her one single still image from one of the videos where my face is obscured.
Guess what she did with it? Guess what she did with that one photo? She sent it to Josh from Kiwi Farms. So, Tom, your paranoia is vindicated. Keep it next time. Don't give him a fucking inch. Don't give him a goddamn... Again, Tom, meet him at church, meet him at the grocery store, meet him at Costco, meet him at Sam's Club, meet him out and about. And if you go, hi, my name is Tom, I do YouTube content, and they go, I've never heard of you, date her.
There was some lingering thought in the back of my mind that if her accounts were not locked down super well, and if she had been hacked, then the videos could have been made public. Now, there's an implication she makes a few different times that I'm basically blackmailing her with these videos.
Somebody asked if you had any intention of getting any sort of like law enforcement involved, but I feel like you answered this where you just want to try to compel him to delete whatever he has on you, and that's like the like the extent of your interest.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about what to do, but we'll see.
At no point anywhere.
Listen to how easy they lie. Listen to how easy they just, that widow voice, and they play the victim. And I get it why people believe them, but I have to say, I've said many times before, like when I got lied about, I said, people say, what about believe all women? I go, I'd love to, but I've known too many of them. This idea, believe all women, why? They're just as devious, if not more in some ways. Believe all women. That sounds like a recipe for being wrong a lot. So no, I'm sorry. Today's day and age, you bring receipts or I don't believe a goddamn word you say until I hear from the other person.
Grow and provide any proof of me threatening to release these videos of us having sex or threatening to send them anywhere. So she has no reason to believe that I would ever release them. The idea that I, a person who makes a living as a public figure, would publicly release videos of me fucking my ex-girlfriends who get back at her is so insane.
Right. Only Shannon Sharp does that, and that's by accident.
Only would that incur reputational harm beyond belief, but also serious legal consequences. The only person who has ever sent an image of us...
What? Really? Is that accurate? That's no way. You're kidding.
Having sex to anyone is, ironically, Rowan. Days after I broke up with her, she, without my consent, sent the only image she has of us having sex to the owner of Kiwi Farms. Here, listen to him describe it.
Oh, and one other thing, I forgot about this, but you actually, Sacramento had sent me a picture that was like censored. Apparently the only picture that he would send you is one where his face isn't clearly visible in it, but you can, I can tell the desk, like his computer is moved onto the table, but I can still see like the monster is like on the cozy, that's like on the table, like in the exact same position. So I can tell it's clearly his desk.
I guess I just find it ironic that someone who's...
Josh Moon looks like a total fucking simp in this whole thing now too. Because Tom came with the receipts and burnt it all to the ground. He looks like this is a huge L for Josh.
Accusing me of blackmailing her with her nudes, literally sent a picture of us having sex to a man that she has never met. Now, Josh recounts seeing this image and talks about how hard it looked like I was grabbing Rowan on the mouth, essentially using it as evidence to support another claim she makes that I'm too rough during sex, which I find very interesting because after I sent Rowan this photo, she texted me saying, I like when you cover my mouth like that, sneaky sneak. This whore talks like a retard, Tom. I will tell you, this part I will still be rough on you on is you should have stopped talking to this chick, like, immediately. First of all, she sounds dumb. You're a highly successful media guy. You don't need dumb broads around you. When you cover my mouth like that. Again, she texts me asking me to send her the videos, and she says, yeah, whenever you're not locked in, send the videos. It will fix me for about a week. Goon sesh.
That's another, like, crack is a gay Gen Z word. And look, I've complimented Gen Z slang in the past. Goon is another one for whacking off. Like, I'm sorry, Gen X, I'll give Gen X credit. So now I'm criticizing Gen Z, which I usually don't do, and I'm giving Gen X credit, which I usually don't do. Gen X, I think, figured it out in terms of masturbatory words. Whacking off, beating off, jacking off. I mean, we got it. We don't need any goon. You guys are dorks. Like, you did spend too much time on the internet, unfortunately. That is Gen Z's biggest problem. Like when a cake is good, but it gets left in the oven too long, you got burnt edges is the problem.
Clear evidence that she has no problem with these videos existing. To this day, she has provided zero proof that the videos are recorded non-consensually.
You don't want to be with a girl who's going to text you, send me a video. I want to play with my cunt. Like, you don't want to be with that. You want a nice girl. When all the sex stuff and the sexy stuff happens behind closed doors. I hate to use the corny, ludicrous term, but a lady in the street and a freak in the bed say yeah. But like, send me a video, goon sesh. God damn it. Can I find a nice one that doesn't turn into a fucking sex goblin?
or that I was blackmailing her with them, or that I had any intention of sending them to anyone. Reason being, I never did any of those things. In Rowan's interview, she claims that I never asked for consent to film these sex acts, and says that she wouldn't notice I was filming until 30 seconds to 1 minute into it.
I'm not sure.
This is where the gangster part comes. Tom's about to really, he's going to win you over.
He never asked me. He would just pull out his phone and record, and I wouldn't notice until maybe 30 seconds in a minute or a minute into it.
Now, I obviously can't and would never show these videos to anyone, but in them, it's...
I hear Gino Bisconti will be really discreet, Tom.
Undeniable that she is staring directly into the camera from the moment the video starts. She never once questions why I'm filming or what I'm doing, because the reality is that every single time we recorded, I had explicit permission. Ask yourself, how could she possibly have never consented to filming when she's literally holding my phone next to her face as she sucks my dick? In the interview...
Oh! Turkey Tom with the atom bomb! Turkey Tom off the top rope.
She says that what really concerns her is that I wouldn't send her any of the sexual videos we took.
I'd asked him multiple times if he could please send me the videos, so like he's not the only one who has videos of me naked.
That's retarded.
And he either ignored the question or was just like, no.
As I said earlier, I was paranoid to send these videos to anyone, even her, for fear of them leaking. Weirdly, in messages at the time, she seemed...
Wow, what a dumb idea that was by Tom. As the only photo he ever sent her, she sent it to Kiwi Farms as soon as he dropped the bitch. Oh, boy, you know, you got to give it to Tom. He might have had a lapse in judgment on that photo and a lapse in judgment getting with this girl at all. And he says he was with her for 7 months. Big mistake, but we all make them. But him not sending those videos, wise beyond your years, Tommy boy.
To actually get it, saying, I want to see them videos, goon time, before following up by saying that she actually understands why I'm scared to send them to her. Now we're going to fast forward to October 17th.
I need to see those videos, goon time. She's texting it over and over. It's like, you low-value bitch. Gross. I don't like that whatever podcast, but I would watch that Andrew Wilson guy tear apart the Turkey Tom's ex-girlfriend.
Text, and Rowan says, do you ever go back and watch our videos? And I reply, yes, I do sometimes, actually. Rowan responds that she's thinking about that right now, and then says, quote, need that big white cock. It's also kind of strange to me that at the time she referred to them as...
That's weird. Anybody else ever get those texts? I never get that one. Huh. Wonder what that's all about. Anyone ever say they need your big white cock? I mean, sometimes I'll get a text like, ooh, that dick is adequate. And I'll be like, you know what? Today's going to be a good day. Big white cock. I would get, if like SP sent me a text that said, I need that big white cock, I would not like that. Because I would be like, as opposed to what else? Where have you been? Not like since we've been together. I mean, ever. I need right now. Background
videos,
check.
But in the present, she's claiming she doesn't even want them to exist. On November 6th, Rowan asked me why I never ask her for nudes. I say I have a bunch of videos already, and that's why. She does not express that she has a problem with me having the videos. She doesn't complain about it. She doesn't say they were taken without her consent. In fact, throughout the entire
I'm sorry, what a thirsty hoe. What a pick-me, Tom. You got with a pick-me. And a crazy one at that. All the pick-me's are crazy, though. You want me to send you pictures of my butthole? Get the fuck out of here.
She was sending me nude photos of herself unsolicited every single month. Why would you send nude photos of yourself to someone you think could use them against you? Rowan personally posted dozens of screenshots of our texts, and not a single one shows her bringing up any of the videos being non-consensual. Another interesting fact is that during our breakup, she texted me a pros and cons list, which she...
Oh my fucking God. Holy shit. Boys, let Unc talk to you for a second. If you ever get this from anyone, move cities, change your name, block them from existence, run. Don't even respond to this. Don't even say, bitch, you crazy. Get away as fast as you can. Pack your bag. You got a bug out bag? Holy shit. He's chopped in the face and thinks we're matched in looks. Cheated on his ex. Oh, shut up. Seems depressed all the time. Probably because he has a hoe for a girlfriend going, yeah, he cracked me with glasses on. I want a goon do our video. Ugh, God.
Apparently written about me on January 4th of 2026. And in the cons section, she complains about a lot of things, but she doesn't mention non-consensual videos whatsoever.
Imagine that. After a guy dumped you, you had a lot of complaints about him. You don't send it to the guy.
Out of the way, we can move on to Rowan's claim that I was sexually abusive towards her. In that same pros and cons list, Rowan wrote, says he likes hurting me during sex and making me bleed. This also reflects her public claims about me, but the great irony is that I never even said this. She did. On September 14th, 2025, Rowan sent me a text saying, quote, I'm such a freak. I like when it hurts and bleeds after. Something Wong. In one of her public facing posts about me, she posts an interaction which reads as follows. She says, quote, like, we don't need to do it 3 times in one day or do it so hard I hurt and bleed. And I said, well, if you don't want to have as much sex, we don't gotta. We can do other things. And she says, okay, I like doing other things too. The way this
So he's like the nicest guy in the world, this Turkey Tom. He goes on later to say in the video that, like, sometimes I wanted to slow down and make more love, and she would whisper in my ear, like, fuck me, crack me, like the fucking whore goblin she is. And you're like, Turkey Tom's just a sweetie pie. He wants to make some slow loving to some Barry White music. He's an old soul, you know? Like us older guys. That lower back starts hurting, that calf starts to cramp up. Need electrolytes. I hear you, buddy. But you know what's really gross about this is all very white trash. This is like ridiculously white trash. Is that we're airing this now. We're airing this and we're showing these texts. And look, I don't want to criticize Turkey Tom too much because he is in the right. He did bring receipts. He had to defend himself here. But just the fact that he has to talk about it and all of that. And I'm sure he feels like this is white trash garbage. But here's the lesson, boys. While Tom is in the right here and Tom has, every right to defend himself the way he is, gotta recognize the red flags, and you gotta get these broads as far away from you as you can, like from Jump Street. Block them immediately. And look, I'm not going to be too hard on old Tom here because I think he gets it now. I think he understands, but holy shit, this guy. This girl, I'm sorry. She is a fucking nutbag and a half. Good for him. And again, I apologize for assuming that she had any points. Yeah, people in the chat saying Turkey Tom is innocent. He's absolutely innocent. And I think the lesson we got to learn from this is, the saying used to be believe all women. I think we just got to say never believe these broads. Never believe a woman scorned. Ever. And never believe a guy unless he's got receipts. Unless he's got those solid receipts on him. Don't trust him either. Hobo Chili with $1 says, I heard you missed. No, we fucking crushed it. We went way over, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, Hobo. Oh. Says, I see a trend of failure in your future. That beach Negro Miss Cleo told me. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. But here's the thing, Hobo. Sometimes you hang out in like places where people invent their narratives about Steel Toe because they're bitter about me getting away and beating them. I see that I beat the Fat Onion again. He had trouble getting over the 5s today in a better time slot than what we broadcast out of in the morning when a lot of people are sleeping. We were in the 750s. That's a bad L to take. Another L and another win for the Toe. Yeah, even Hobo's coping in the chat now. He goes, no, you didn't. I'm sorry. Don't let that hurt you. Don't let that upset you, Hobo. It's okay, buddy. None of this is real. All right, Streamlabs, PayPal, Rumble Rants, Super Chats, whatever the fuck I missed. I really butchered that one. I was too busy beating the fuck out of old Hobo there. It's not hard. Not hard. Let's go. Red Fox Mad says, yeah, sleep masturbation is awesome. I mean, it's aces compared to the shit Turkey Tom had to go through. Poor Tom. But he learned, look, poor Tom this time, not poor Tom next time. Next time, old Tom is on his own because everybody gets a fuck up and everybody gets a chance to learn. But if Tom doesn't learn this time, oh, brother. 315 of you checking out the Toe. Thank you very much. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. Share the program. We appreciate you being here. Go ahead and hit the old thumbs up. Hey, great news. Paul Allen was not fired for our people in Minnesota here. You'll remember Paul Allen's the radio guy and the radio voice of the Minnesota Vikings here in Minnesota. In fact, even if you're not from Minnesota, you've probably heard his calls before. He's a shouty bastard. But he got in a little bit of trouble about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. When he went on this, it wasn't even a rant. He just said, as an aside, he said, hey, do you think in this weather, this is when we were at like -10, -30 with wind chills. They were shutting down schools and stuff. And Paul Allen said, do you think that the protesters get hazard pay in weather like this? That was it. And he goes, these are the things I wonder. That was it. Just like a passing thing. That's all it was. And oh my God, the protests and the letters and the emails and the phone calls and you got to get rid of Paul Allen. This is disrespectful. I don't even know what he said that's so disrespectful. Like, I've been down there, and I think my audience would tell you I've been more fair to these protesters than pretty much anyone else in media who's like who doesn't have like a stated liberal bias. Like, I've been the most down the middle guy on these. And I know I've been the most down the middle guy because I catch shit from both sides on this whole deal. So I've been down there, and I'm here to tell you there's absolutely some resources being shared with those protesters. I mean, the food, the beverages, the hand warmers, the fucking free concession stands that they have down there, the crock pots, all of the, like, as soon as like that Alex Preddy shooting happened, all of a sudden we've all got fire pits, we've all got propane tanks, we've all got the ability to keep ourselves warm. Like, I don't think these are things you just bring to a protest. So the idea that these people were paid to protest, it shouldn't be a controversial take, but of course everything now is a controversial take. So Paul Allen last week on Monday did a recorded apology, played it on his show, and then he had guest hosts all week last week. Well, today, as we were all wondering, is Paul Allen going to be canned? Is he going to be fired? Now, I did say that I was leaning towards he won't be fired because I don't think the Vikings are going to fire their play-by-play guy. And if the Vikings don't fire him, then iHeartMedia is not going to fire him because that would just look so stupid. I said, you know what? The best thing they could have done is just let him stay on the air and then told these people who were mad to go fuck themselves, don't listen, which they will listen. They can't help themselves. Instead, what they did was they suspended him. They took him off the air. He was off all last week, and they brought him back today. So Paul Allen is not fired. He's got his job back, and he's hosting his show again. There we go. And, you know, it's funny because it's like it feels like the protest thing is over. Like, over the weekend, we went to Alex Preddy's memorial on Friday, and we went back to the Whipple building, and I think we only did like 20,000 views between those two. It just doesn't, whereas we used to do 250,000 views when we would do one of those. It just kind of seems like the nation's attention on those protests in Minnesota, people are sick of us, quite frankly. And I'm glad. I don't want people to keep looking at our state, because every time they start looking at our state, we found out how bad we fucked up. So I would like to see, it would be great if Minnesota could just, vanish off into a memory, if you will. And then we got that Jake Lang is coming back on Friday. I'm going to go cover that after the Friday Rumble Friday show. We're going to go cover Jake Lang. He's going to be back at the Minneapolis City Council doing his Burn a Koran protest. So there's one more thing that could cause some problems for Minnesota. But if we can escape that one this Friday, it seems like we're home free. Unfortunately, on the flip side of that, it doesn't seem like these Epstein files are catching on. I thought maybe the Epstein files would knock all the Minnesota stuff out of the news. But there's a couple of things happening that are working against the Epstein files. One, no mainstream news is touching it. I mean, it's showing that there's ritualistic sacrifice. It shows that they're killing people. It shows that they're blackmailing each other. It shows that Epstein and Netanyahu are like this. Epstein is clearly a Mossad Israeli asset, blackmailing American politicians so that they'll serve Israel. There's all kinds of racist shit in there about how the Goy work hard and the Jews, we make our money off speculation and we take their hard work from them. I mean, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us to our face, but Larry Ellison owns Paramount and CBS News. He's installed Barry Weiss in there. They're not going to look into it. And then you look at, who was I watching? Even the independent voices. You can kind of tell who got paid off to have their success. Like, I was listening to that, here's a name I hadn't heard in a while, Sargon of Akkad, and he was doing his talk show, and he still gets decent views. And he goes, oh, well, we don't know. None of this is corroborated. None of this is substantiated. We're not really sure if this is that or the other. And it's like, God, and he was being so careful with it. Like, motherfucker, you're not important. They're not going to kill you. Just say what you feel. Talk. And everybody's like, oh, well, it's not proven. It's not going to be proven. Look at how many teeth we had to pull just to get these files released, as redacted as they are. Of course they're not going to be proven. They control the proving it system. So we're not going to get a lot of people looking into the Epstein files. It's all of us who have read it, all of us who know what's in it. I got bad news. We're still going to sound like the crazy conspiracy people. So I will tell you, there's still time to turn back so you don't look like a crazy conspiracy person in front of your family. Because here's the problem. Once you start looking into this and you see it for what it is, you can't not see it. You know, there's an old saying, you can't stop a rooster from crowing once the sun is up. But a lot of people aren't going to see the sun because the media is not going to cover it. Those of us who see it, we're not going to be able to shut up about it. And it's really, then the crazier you sound. Because you're saying things that are true. But it's like Patrice O'Neill said, you're shoving marbles up your ass because you're going, why don't you guys see it? The Jews are blackmailing us and manipulating our markets. And you're just like, I'm yelling. And then you go, I'm shouting, aren't I? My eyes are bugging out of my head. My face is turning red, isn't it? Probably look like a fucking crazy asshole, don't I? There we go. It's like all of the things your crazy uncles said to you. You know, all of the things your crazy uncles said to you turned out to be right, but now they've passed the crazy uncle torch down to you. And now you get to hold it. And it's like, oh, this is what you're just a nut job now. You know who hasn't addressed the Epstein files? And I don't even know if he did a show today because I can't find any clips. Old Benny Shapiro. Benny Shapiro staying quiet on the Epstein files. Let's take a look at this. This is old Benny boy before all of these files were released, with all of these photos of young children and the emails that prove that Pizzagate is real and the whole 9 yards. Here's Ben Shapiro talking about the Epstein files and how you guys are crazy. What are you talking about? Children, Epstein files? You guys are nuts. Here's Ben Shapiro again before.
Thousands of hours of tape. There are, by the way, but they are child pornography. The reason the FBI is not releasing them is because those tapes do not include underage people with third parties on Epstein Island. That is not.
Oh, and the Epstein files determined that was a lie to confuse the goyim. Thanks, Ben. This guy is like a girl who fucked Turkey Tom. Don't ever believe him either. He's full of shit.
Not what the tapes are. I also have sources in the federal government who are covering this stuff.
That surprises the shit out of me. Do they cut you checks too?
And have seen the documents. Okay, those tapes are just child porn. That's all. That's what they are. That's why the FBI is not.
And by the way, why is that not a fucking problem? I love how Ben's like, it's just CP. It's like, hey, Ben, I know you have no moral compass. I know you're probably a demon sent from hell, but that's really fucked up too, buddy.
Releasing them. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, what I have been told by my sources is that there is no Epstein list.
Oh, well, thank God. You know, it would be crazy if, like, you know, Peter Thiel was in these emails, or David Stern, the former NBA basketball commissioner. It would be crazy if Bill Gates was in there asking Jeffrey Epstein if he can get him STD meds to slip his wife because he fucked an underage hooker on Epstein Island. I mean, it would, Ben, that would be really embarrassing for you if it turned out you were lying and all that stuff was in there.
That basically there's a black book of Jeffrey Epstein contacts. And the vast majority of those contacts are already out there publicly. That's why you know names like Prince Andrew or Alan Dershowitz or some of the names that have been mentioned here.
Barack.
Those contacts, there's no evidence, according to the DOJ and the FBI, and again, that's public. There's no evidence that any of those third parties were having girls.
You guys smell that? You smell that? I smell bullshit. And it's coming from this kind of general area here. And his speech pattern, too, like he's afraid. And good, they should be. He's nervous talking. He's, the shit comes out. I'm just going to try and temper your expectations. I'm going to try and manipulate you ahead of time. Don't let him do it.
Trafficked to them. Here is Tucker then asserting that it was actually Mossad. Again, without evidence.
Without evidence. And then the Epstein files come out and he's talking with Ehud Barak, asking Ehud, could you kind of tell people that I'm totally not working for Mossad? Hey, Ehud, could you go ahead and tell people I'm not an Israeli asset? Hey, Benjamin Netanyahu, can you meet with my guys here? They want to meet with you. But don't tell anyone I'm Mossad. I'd appreciate that.
A shock. Of course, this is where Tucker was going. This has become the hot speculation on the internet.
But here's the problem with the people who aren't demons. Here's the problem with the people who aren't like this. Here's the question I ask now that all this has come to light. What are we going to do about it? You know, because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to yell and scream. I'm going to tell everybody when they mention it, when it comes up, or when they talk about other news, and I'm going to be like, this is a distraction from the Jewish pedophiles that run our country secretly. And you're going to sound nuts and whatever, but I'm going to do it because I got to do something, and I ain't picking up a gun, and that's the problem. We're not going to go after anybody and take our country back because, as George Carlin said, everybody's got a cell phone that makes pancakes, so nobody rocks the boat. So what are we going to do? That's the question. Now, you could stop watching Ben Shapiro. You could stop giving your money to the people who propagated all this shit, and we could see where it goes. But they control the very structure of everything. And untangling from that is remarkably difficult. And how do you do that without blood is my question.
That is without evidence. You say that Mossad was running Jeffrey Epstein. When I say without evidence, I mean without evidence. Naftali Bennett, the former Israeli prime minister, said, quote, as a former Israeli prime minister, with the Mossad having reported directly to me, I say to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Jeffrey Epstein somehow worked for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false.
Guys, the former Israeli prime minister said that he didn't work for Israel, and that's crazy talk. Guys, pack it up and go home. Naftali Bennett, Israeli prime ministers have never lied. God, Ben's a cunt. So that's Ben Shapiro before all these Epstein files came out. I looked today for clips on Ben Shapiro responding to all these Epstein files now, and by God, I can't find anything. Isn't that weird? I can't find a damn thing on Ben Shapiro addressing any of the Epstein file stuff. Huh. Strange. No, okay. Brian says the noticing is not stopping. Okay, but what, you know, one of the things I kind of kicked around this morning on the show, and after watching a few speeches and clips, I'm kind of convinced of, is that I'm worried Putin might be the good guy. I'm worried because the guys that control us, they're not the good guys. These are literally evil satanic pedophiles. Evil satanic pedophiles have taken over our country, and they have our country blackmailed and occupied. Vladimir Putin has actually warned us of this in speeches before. And he's an Orthodox Christian, white European dude. I'm starting to wonder, have we been sold a load of bullshit? Is Putin maybe, I shouldn't say the good guy, but is he trying to tell us the truth about our country and we're not listening because they're all telling us he's evil? Brian says Aaron is finally getting it. I don't have a problem with Vladimir Putin. In many ways, I respect Vladimir Putin. I don't have a problem with the Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal suicide, foreign debts, homeless vets, AIDS, crack, Bernie Getz, hypodermics on the shores, China's under martial law, rock and roller cola wars. I can't take it anymore. So I don't feel the need to bomb Iran. Iran's never attacked me. The old Muhammad Ali line. I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me a nigger. Clip that. That's what Muhammad Ali said about the Viet Cong. He's like, these people have never done anything to me. I've been told by these vampire pedophile Satanists that I have to hate these people. Why? I don't know. Iranians weren't the ones who jacked up home prices in this country. Iranians weren't the ones who made our groceries go way up. So, what? Tell me why I'm supposed to hate them again? McBuster says Trump is increasing the amount of detention centers. IDF-trained ICE have deported no Somalians, only killed whites. So, goddamn, they killed a Jewish guy. It's a little hardcore. Landers says, as a veteran, it's extremely hard to motivate folks. It is. It is. We do have some Epstein stuff. I hope this next one gets you guys to not vote for J.D. Vance. In 2028, you got to stay away from this guy because he is Rothschilds. He is Peter Thiel. And as we're about to see in this from the Epstein files, an email from 2016. Now, remember, Jeffrey Epstein was already a known pedo and sex trafficker of children by 08, 09. So the fact that these guys are still talking to him in 2016, they're all pigs. They're all animals. Peter Thiel, who has a shitload of Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security contracts with a lot of his AI tech and tracking tech that I'm sure won't be used domestically ever. He's in there with Jeffrey Epstein in emails that were released in this latest dump of the Epstein files. New Epstein emails with Peter Thiel declaring Epstein, quote, represents the Rothschilds and was inviting Thiel to Epstein's Island. Peter Thiel was J.D. Vance's business partner, mentor, and big donor. You know, these politicians now, they all have their billionaires who sponsor them. Trump's got Miriam Adelson. J.D. Vance has Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel was J.D. Vance's business partner and big donor. In the email, Epstein tells Thiel, quote, good luck in China. Thiel founded Palantir, which is heavily intertwined with the U.S. government, intelligence, and military. Thiel was working with Epstein after the 2008 solicitation of a minor conviction. That's something very important to remember. Epstein told Thiel, as you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds. I was hoping to figure out a way for the bank that has $160 billion in management can do something in tech. The best client list in the world, prehistoric products. It can wait. Good luck in China. I'll be in Europe again 20th through the 28th, then island. So if you want to come around the world going west, come to the island. To which now, if Peter Thiel would have responded, go fuck yourself, you creepy pedo fuck, I would have said, you know what? I'll change my opinion a little. I'll soften on Peter Thiel. But he said, certainly not in Saudi. I just think I will avoid the Middle East for the next decade or so. Should be back on the East Coast in late April or May, sometime in NYC or on the island then. So fuck Peter Thiel too. I'm not exactly off board with the people who say that he's the Antichrist, by the way. I'm not off that boat. You got to be careful of him. So be careful of him. Be careful of J.D. Vance. Aaron, who's your guy in 2028? Well, I mean, look, he'll never win, but Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie would be my guy in 2028. Would he be killed? Probably. I would like to see him run for his country. Abel Graham with $5 says, we didn't start the fire. Thank you. That's our first $5 drop of the night. Thank you very much for that. You know, we are not doing well money-wise tonight, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because we crushed this morning. I'm not sure. But it's not bothering me. And that's bothering. It's bothering me that it's not bothering me. I just feel like tonight's show has been very high quality. And it's kind of one of those like, fuck you, I know when I'm on a roll kind of things. So I don't know. I'm in a weird vibe. I'm in the zone at the moment. But hey, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be gifting memberships, Rumble Rants, Streamlabs, Venmo, and PayPal. Hey, who knows? Maybe they're all broken. Why don't you go ahead and give them a test for the OG? Thank you very much. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. What are we sitting at? 394. Get the fuck out of Dodge, Rumble Studio. 395. Oh, my God. This morning was nuts, too. Hey, do you think Rumble, you guys think you could hit like and hit subscribe and maybe jump us up by about 19,800 or so? Because if we get to 20,000 people on Rumble tonight, we have a $600 read out there for the kids guide. So, hey, you know what? I think if all 150 of you or so can go ahead and hit like and follow, I think we'll get to that 20,000 in no time. I think we'll get there. I think it's fait accompli. We could get to 300 for F-bomb jars. That one's possible. Just double her up. We're ready to cross the 400 threshold, too, so I appreciate that, boys and girls. Brian says, who here thinks there will be more Epstein drops if Trump doesn't attack Iran? Not only do I think there will be more Epstein drops, but I also think, because I said this morning that this was all of it. I was wrong. There isn't. There's more. Maybe this was the warning shot. Like, you will bomb Iran. Now, Trump announced that Navy ships were heading out to Iran. But maybe this was the warning shot. Like, we'll really drop it all if you don't go after Iran. Because this is the most bought and paid for president Israel's ever had. If they don't get it now, when will they ever get it? Landers says it's all this winning that's causing the confusion, the sinking economy, possible war with Iran, and now normies are finding out Jews run the show. I mean, it's really at this point that you have to stop being afraid of people saying, oh, you're anti-Semitic for pointing that out. I'm not saying good, bad, right, or wrong, but Jews are running the show. And the fact that makes so many people uncomfortable makes me nervous because it's like, I'm sorry, but it's out there. And now it's documented in these Epstein files. So, like, what? You don't want to admit that you are? And again, not all Jews run the United States, but the people running and blackmailing the United States are Jewish. And they are Israeli. They're Zionists. Abel Graham with $1 says it was always burning since the Negroes burning. Jesus. Abel Graham. Oh, God, it's a clip. That means it's me. Oh, fuck. What did I do? What did I say? What did I do? The problem with the Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan. Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal suicide, foreign debts, homeless vets, AIDS, crack, Bernie gets, hypodermics on the shores, China's under martial law, rock and roller cola wars. I can't take it anymore. God damn. What a talented guy. I don't care what jerk-off show you listen to, and you can hate my guts all day long, but you got to admit, I'm the shit. They hate that. So, like, I don't feel the need to bomb Iran. Iran's never attacked me. The old Muhammad Ali line. I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me nigger. That's a direct quote. That's a direct quote, my man. Wally World gifting 5 memberships. Thank you very much.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
Thank you, Karmic. I'm going to pass for now, buddy, but thank you. Hey, thank you very much, Wally World. Couple more of those, and we're home free for the evening. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's coming. It's coming tonight. The show is good. The show is rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys being here and hitting all those like buttons and shit. Over 400 of you hanging out with the toe. So I say, I'm not really worried about that part. It's going to take care of itself. Now, check with me at 7:45, and if it's not taking care of itself, I might change my tune. But until then, I feel very good. We got a couple of solid clips out of us. One thing I've started to revisit since we've been going over this Epstein stuff is Richard Nixon. Go look into Nixon. You're going to love Nixon. I mean, except for the gold standard shit. You're going to like Richard Nixon, although he was kind of pressured into that by... I watched a great documentary today. It was like a short 15-minute documentary, how the bankers pulled the United States into World War I, and it led to the largest transfer of gold in human history. Europe, England, France, and Germany had most of the world's gold. The United States was a second-tier gold-possessing country. And after World War I, we became a borrower nation to all these countries. The bankers got Woodrow Wilson to sign off on funding for the U.S. to join the war. And the first money that we passed didn't go into bombs and tanks and guns and shit like that. It went to loaning money to the UK, to France, and, not Germany, but to the Allies, to the Entente. And then in turn, to pay us back for that, they gave us fuckloads of gold. And that was the biggest transfer of gold from old Europe to the United States. It changed everything. It's maybe for the members show, we'll watch that one this week. Some eye-opening stuff. And again, John Pierpont Morgan, heavily, the Rothschild family, heavily involved in that. It's not my fault. Don't shoot the messenger. But this is Nixon commenting on Jews. This is Richard Nixon. Let's see. He's talking to H.R. Haldeman, who was one of the guys who ratted to him to the CIA about Watergate, and Ronald Ziegler.
I'm sure those stories of Jews are born spies. You know, somebody just get it, put it up to their necks. I look at it, basic deviousness that also inherits.
So if you can't hear it, Richard Nixon is saying Ellsberg, he's not Jewish, is he? And they go, yeah, I think he is. They're born spies. A lot of them. And Halderman, what was that line Halderman had? Well, they've got a basic deviousness that, and then Nixon said, well, also an arrogance.
That's what makes it, you know, he puts himself above the law. Colson's got his own. He had his office call and your labor statistics. It's a time report and a time report.
By the way, they sure did stop this recording in the White House thing after Nixon and all of the based shit he was saying. Richard, the recording in the White House stuff did not start under Nixon. It was actually started under Eisenhower. He started the whole thing. And, no, I'm sorry, Johnson. I apologize. It was Johnson who started the recording, and Nixon kept it. Then all the Nixon tapes came out, and he was saying some super based shit. Like, Nixon was cracking the whip on these guys, like Kissinger and these other dudes. And, you know, he did not have a lot of trust for the tiny hats, as it were.
They all said it was Goldstein. I said, who were they? I said, I said, are they all Jews?
Yeah, Nixon goes, I said, are they all Jews? And he said, yes.
I said, yes. Malik is not Jewish. No. All right. I want to look at any sensitive areas around where Jews are involved. See, the Jews are all through the government. And we have got to get in those areas. We've got to get the man in charge who is not Jewish to control the Jewish. You understand?
So even Nixon back then.
Fuck?
Sorry,
Let's
Karmic.
Fuck!
I apologize for interrupting Karmic. I mean, and remember, Nixon won every state but Massachusetts. Biggest election landslide in history. And then the CIA framed him for the Watergate deal to get him out of office. He was way too popular because he was saying shit like this. And then his tapes came out, and all of a sudden, we're not recording presidents anymore and what they say. No, I don't think we're for that anymore. MLP Zero with $20. Thank you, buddy.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
He wants this drop here.
Jews be Jewing. Niggas be niggaing.
There you go. So again, Jane says, where is the link to this? Let me copy and paste that in the chat. Let me copy and paste that in the chat for you. I will get that in a jiffy. That is, that's the one we just did. Thank you very much for that $20, by the way. I appreciate you guys liking tonight's show. Crazy, insane, disgusting numbers for the old toe tonight, except YouTube. Everything doing great except YouTube. YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. They're a little behind tonight, but doing great without them. Twitter. I'm looking for my Nixon tweets. Bohemian Grove. Here we go. Got it. I'll put this in the chat. There you go, Jane. There is the link that we just posted. It's now in the Rumble chat. Why don't we throw that? Rock the Casbah on YouTube. Why don't we read some of their chats, seeing as I'm like, hey, you know, why don't you guys hit like, and why don't I pay a little attention to them? Buttshine says, did he go over Tim Dillon this morning? Yes, we played the Tim Dillon thing. We've actually got some shorts in the next couple of days coming out about it. Rock the Casbah says, my liberal auntie has made it clear that she will be buried with her wealth. Good work. Good work. Even More says, Toe is going for the YouTube ban speed run. I can't help it. I can't help. My eyes are open. I see it. I can't lie to you guys. I could be like Nick Sorter. I could be like Cam Higbee. I could get all the donor money. You know, Turning Point USA. I've got the broadcasting chops for it. I've got the ability. I can't. My soul won't let me do it. I won't be able to sleep at night. I'll rattle a tin can, try to make a couple $100. I mean, I'll do that. But I've got to keep my soul. I've got to. I can't lose my soul and fucking lying to people like these people do every goddamn day. And not talking about these Epstein things, it is lying to people, 100%. $1 from Honky over on Rumble says, speaking of mass transfer of a nation's gold reserves, Spain transferred theirs to the USSR during the Spanish Civil War as the price for Russian backing against Franco. There you go. It's all about gold back in the day. Shane says the Jews, quoting Nixon, the Jews are born spies. You can't trust the bastards. Richard Nixon, total Nixon vindication. Do you understand why he had to go? Do you understand why why they needed to get rid of Nixon? No Pen 15 says, love the shirt, Aaron. T. Jefferson says, Johnny Polo wants his shirt back, boss man. You can have this shirt when you pry it from my cold, dead titties. Thank you very much. Hey, keep going, guys. I appreciate all the support. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We have one more Epstein thing left, and then we're done. Zoran Mamdani, the mayor of New York, remember like when he was being pitched as like this crazy outsider? Zoran Mamdani is coming in there. He's not one of the political elite. He's for you, the people. Well, guess what little adorable tyke was with his mother in the Epstein files, posing with Jeffrey Epstein after his pedo arrest? That's right, the one and only Zoran Mamdani and his demonic-looking mother. Guys, there is no telling how far, you cannot exaggerate how far these tentacles go. So now protesters, God bless them. And one thing, if we're going to win this thing, if we're going to struggle against these people, one thing we have to do is kill this left-right dynamic. They're using that purposely to get you guys fighting each other. They want poor people, and that's what we are to them. We're poor people. I don't care how much money you think you make, and if it's really, really good, you're poor. You're a lot closer to those guys living in the homeless encampments than you are the people in these emails. And it's not even close. So they want you to fight with the other poor people. Otherwise, you'll read these emails. So these guys have to be lefty commies, and these guys got to be... Look, we can fight over all that stuff some other time. Right now, this is proof that none of this shit is real. Mamdani, oh, he's a commie. Oh, he's a socialist. He's just trying to get you guys to fight with each other. Turns out he's in the Epstein files just like anybody else. But God bless the people of New York. Whether these are filthy commie liberals, I don't give a shit. They're showing up outside of his residence and protesting him. Here's the email first. Just left Ghislaine's townhouse after party for film. Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos were there. Jean Pagozzi, director Mira Nair, that's Zoran's mom. Film received tepid reaction, although women like it much more. Hillary Swank and Gear at stupid party in Bloomingdale's cheap sportswear department. Very weird. Studio went for free party from store and windows for a month. Going to be in Wall Street tomorrow. More to come. XOXO Peg. That was Peggy Siegel's email to Jeffrey Epstein. So they find out that, there's the photos. So there's Epstein with Zoran Mamdani's mom and little baby Zoran Mamdani. And then here is Zoran Mamdani as a kid with Clinton and Gates and Bezos. This is the party that they were talking about for that whole thing. This is New York protesters outside Mamdani's. And this is a shame because this is one of the first things I've seen from the Babylon Bee about this. And it's because they're stuck in this left-right dynamic. And I think intentionally. Only when it's lefties eating their own will they report on the Epstein files. And that's really unfortunate.
That's right. We know about your mom. Now listen. We was with you, Zoran. We voted for you, Zoran. We advocated for you, Zoran. We advocated for you. You ain't getting up to get up in there and lie to us. You lied, Zoran. Shame, Zoran.
Shame! Shame!
The first lie was CRB, Zoran.
Shame!
Let's see. Here's my problem. This ain't going to get it done. This ain't going to get it done. I totally am for these people starting to break down those gates and occupy the mayor's home. I'm for it. As long as you're going after the powerful. I'm against these assholes blocking the fucking streets and hurting their fellow poor people who are trying to get to work or open their business. I'm against that, you know? But if you want to storm the mayor's mansion and you want to take it over, let's fucking go. I'm with you. I don't care if you're left, right, whatever. Let's do that. But you can't do it by just blocking the streets and being a cunt. Cheeseburger Pie with $1 says Mamdani is in multiple pictures with Epstein and his mom since birth. Never a dad unless it's Epstein. And that's just it. I mean, you can't fight the rumor that this guy probably literally from birth was groomed to be a leader who was in the pocket of Epstein and Mossad and all of these other guys. T. Duden says, that's Gracie Mansion. I walk my dog by there every day. T. Duden says, there were a half dozen people there and the police are stationed right there 24/7. Well, we need more. You need more people showing up. But that's ultimately the problem. Is that, you know, it's just there's not going to be that groundswell. People, first of all, here's one thing I empathize with people on. If people don't want to read the Epstein stuff because they don't have time, because they have kids, they work, I understand that. I get that. That's why I want to talk about it a lot, so I can be kind of the conduit for those people. And then the other thing I empathize with, it's really dark. And it's a really gross place to be. But at least it's real. Like, at least you don't have to trick yourself into anything. But I get it. I get how dark it is. I get that people don't want that in their soul. I totally understand. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. I appreciate you guys showing up and showing out tonight. Couple more gifted memberships, and we'll call this one another win for the toe. What do you say? So let's get away from the Turkey Toms. Let's get away from the Epsteins. Let's get away from all of this stuff, and let's enjoy some good old-fashioned shit-talking with a beautiful shirt here on the toe. So a church, a Presbyterian church, us Catholics you're not going to find us Catholics doing this. A Presbyterian church apparently had what do you call them? A member of their flock or whatever. They were misgendered. And so the Presbyterian church, because this is where Christianity is at nowadays. By the way, this has been softened if you don't think this is a psyop. Weakening Christian churches. Because the one thing the people in charge fear is very noble, very pious Christians of European descent. Those are some bad motherfuckers and righteous motherfuckers. So this trans person is misgendered. And so they get to go up to the pulpit and just start going on a rant. And now I know your immediate impulse is to go, fucking bullshit, this woke stuff. But wait a minute. When you finally see this trans woman, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe they were misgendered and called a man. They look so effeminate. This must have been some just anti-trans asshole. You ready? It's Hugh Morris in a wig. No, I'm sorry, in a dress. It's not even a wig. That's Hugh Morris's hair. That's Bill DeMott, for God's sake. Google it. Bill DeMott. It's Bill DeMott in a dress. Book it. This is... I would have hit play on this 10 seconds ago, but I'm waiting for everyone to stop going, come on, for fuck's sake. I'm thinking of you guys before I hit play on this. So this is, and by the way, if you're a Presbyterian or you are a Protestant of any kind, we welcome you in the Catholic Church. By the way, I've learned the first 2 minutes of the Latin Mass so far. The rest is like the gospel readings and shit like that. That's going to be hard. That's going to be the hard part. We do have a Latin Mass in our area. I don't know if they just do the readings and the greetings and all that. I don't know if is the priest going to speak in Latin when he's giving his thoughts? Or is it just the biblical readings and the, Madre, mi padre, Domini, or whatever? Walk it like a dog game, break you off day. Is it going to be like Juven? I just imagine when I was a kid and Back That Ass Up came out, I just assumed he was speaking Latin. Let's go see what the trans had to say. You know, this is great. This is where Protestant Christianity is in 2026. The bearded woman from the circus has now gotten out of the freak tent and is now going to go into your church and lecture all of you about how nasty you are for calling this a man. By the way, Rock the Casbah with $2. Thank you. Says, nice stream, dude. I appreciate it. If you're new to the show, like and share it. That's very nice of you. And we do a morning show at 6 a.m. Central Time.
This is a woman's voice.
No, wrong. Incorrect. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, but we ran that through a couple of decoders. We ran that through a couple of filters, and it came out dude every time.
Well, hello, everyone. I thought you might be tired of seeing the back of my head as I conducted the choir, so I
can we go back to this is conducting the choir? Can we go back to the back of the head thing? I'm fine with the back of the head is totally cool. It's not, I have no problem with the back of the head. Although I will say it was a good idea to put her up there to put people in a spiritual mood, because when you do see her, you go, Jesus Christ!
Came up here to flash my award-winning smile.
Oh, God.
Some weeks ago, I expressed some concerns for welcoming new members to the church, specifically queer persons.
You have to change. There are rules to this. I'm sorry. There are rules, and one of them is no queer. I'm sorry. We don't hate you. We don't judge you. That's not very Christian, but we also, look, we can't support it. We can't. We don't think it's right. You are allowed to live. We're not going to do anything to you that is wrong. We're not going to hate you. That is wrong. But you can't just come in and be like, I'm just as Christian as you. But you're not.
Especially after experiencing being misgendered and being misunderstood.
Wow, how the fuck did that? How were you misgendered? Point me out to the racist bastard, and I will absolutely.
These moments were not malicious, and they were mistakes made in love, but they still had an effect on me that I'd like to share with you today. Before I spill my innermost tea, I'd like to provide you with some context, queer history, and the history.
I just got out of a terrible relationship with Turkey Tom. It went poorly, and I'm trying to recover more and more each day.
History that we live through today. This is in an attempt to inform our empathy for one another.
Oh, my God.
There is so much out there.
Shave your beard. Shave your beard. Shave your beard. That's my counter to what you're saying. Shave your beard, and we will have a nice long discussion. Shave your beard. Please. Please, for me.
Besides the binary that we are taught. To exist outside of the norm, as I do now, is an act of protest.
Oh, that's fucking ballsy, because I don't care. Isn't that the thing about protest? Aren't I supposed to care? Like, aren't I supposed to be like, oh man, look out, this person's dangerous? Statistically, the only person you're a danger to is yourself.
To be trans, feminine, non-binary, as I stand before you, is an act of
I'm getting banned on YouTube today.
Decolonization and defiance of our indoctrination into strict gender norms.
By the way, if you say like, oh, schools being more liberal and schools being more communist and shit like that, it doesn't really have an impact, does it? This is someone who's been brainwashed. This is someone who's bought the whole thing. If no one ever told them about any of this shit, they never would have ended up this way. Nobody ends up this way without somebody along the way pushing it. Whether it's a teacher when you're a little kid, you go, ooh, I feel like a girl today. You know what? I'll tell you, when I was a little kid, I used to play Pretty Pretty Princess. My sister had the board game. Look it up. And I would put the earrings on and the necklace on. Shut the fuck. I'm being vulnerable. I'm not, you can't make fun of this. I'm only reading Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and Streamlabs and shit for shitting on me for this one, because I'm being vulnerable with you. I used to put on the earrings and the necklace and the crown, and I wanted to win, dog. I put on the rings. I wanted to win Pretty Princess. You do that now, and a kid goes to school and tells the wrong teacher that they played Pretty Princess. They're going to start, like, talking to the kid about transitioning and shit. They didn't make rules about teachers having to inform parents about that for no reason. So, like, if, nobody says anything, they're just like, haha, you're playing Pretty Princess. That's a girl game, which it is. Haha, you move on. If you would have done this same thing every time this person who was born male had a female or an effeminate impulse, and you just would have went, well, that's just how you're feeling today, whatever, no big deal, they never would have been trans. I'm telling you right now, they never would have been trans. Maybe a gay dude.
The heels are my combat boots. My makeup is my war paint. My beard is my right.
Sure, it is. But, like, there's something very not Christian about this, like you making this so much about you. This is not the humility expected of someone who's pious.
The following statements might shock you, but this...
My cock itches.
...is a woman's beard.
No, it's...
This is a woman's voice.
Yeah,
This is how women look sometimes.
Yeah, like when they're going through a really, really hard time. Or they're working for the circus. I will give you that. It's in very, very rare instances. I mean, sometimes a woman will get depressed. She'll get a little bit of a bush and some hair under her armpits, and no one's going to judge too harshly because they haven't walked a mile in their shoes. But looking like a WCW jobber wrestler, it seems like you're taking advantage of a tolerant society.
The current administration seeks to divide us through the use of misinformation, leaning on scary-sounding phrases like radical gender ideology.
Name them. Name who it is. Name where they come from. Say synagogue of Satan. Wait, what? Holy shit.
And outright lies to dehumanize and demonize queer people. This is colonialism still at work in our lives.
You understand you would have been burned at the stake not that long ago, and now we're giving you open mic time at church. Like, this is my biggest problem with all this stuff, is like, what more can we do? Let me take over your church for 3 minutes. Dude, there's a lot of people at church who have a lot of problems. They don't get 2 minutes to come up and just speak from the pulpit. What do you want? What is it about all this that has you so vexed? It's remarkable. Honky with $1 says, nobody likes Presbyterians. Lori Beth Denberg looks rough. It's just nice to see Melton going to church. That's all. That's all. I mean, it's baby steps. Baby. Now you just got to get them to stop talking sexually about children. And then, maybe, and not with a court order. You got to be able to do that on your own. If you can't stop talking about sexy time with kids without a court order, you got serious mental problems. So we got to, but again, baby steps. Baby steps. That's all. By the way, Lori Beth Denberg reference. Very good. Very good. All right, guys, get after it. Thank you very much. Oh, my God. You know what I haven't been doing? Updating the gifted memberships. I'm sorry. We're 88 of them away from 600. Thank you very much for that. Again, if you want to donate to this listener-supported show, if you want to, sorry, Randall Flag in the chat got me. If you want to donate to this show, the links are in the chat on both Rumble and YouTube, pinned to the top of the page. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rant, and gifted memberships. Thank you. Randall Flag wrote, her girl dick, Aaron. That got me a little. That distracted me. Ugh. Honky says, I admit it. I used to goon to Lori Beth Denberg as a teenager. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Amanda Bynes back in the day. Jesus, I think she was the only hot one on all that. And by the way, I was very young when all that came out, so I'm allowed to say that they were hot. I was like 9. When did all that come out? 1994. I was 7 years old. Yeah, 7 years old when all that came out. All that cast. Lori Beth Denberg. Yeah, Amanda Bynes was a smoke show. I forgot about Christina Kirkman. Did she have like an ugly duckling thing, or was she like one of the later ones, like Jamie Lynn Spears? Holy shit, Danny Tamborelli looks like Patrick Melton now. At this point. Keenan and Kel, of course, they got their own show. I don't remember most of these people. I remember Josh Server. I used to think he was really funny. Didn't know Nick Cannon was on there. Chelsea Brummett. I think all the hot ones got on that show after Chris Farley. Oh, they're counting everyone who did guest spots. All that original cast. Lori Beth Denberg, Amanda Bynes, Kel Mitchell, Christina Kirkman. I don't remember her. Jamie Lynn Spears. Was she part of the original cast? Get the fuck out. Yeah, I need the season 1 cast. Let's take a look. Angelique Bates. I remember her. Lori Beth Denberg, Katrina Johnson, Kel Mitchell, Elisa Reyes, Josh Server, Keenan Thompson. Amanda Bynes wasn't in there season 1. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I used to think that the black French guy in the bathtub sketch was hilarious in all that. I mean, you go back and watch it now, it's fucking stupid, but it's a great bit when you're 7. Red Fox Mad says, I love a woman with hairy armpits, legs, and a big bush. Well, look, everybody has their taste. Honky says, didn't Josh Server shoot a health insurance CEO in cold blood? No, that was Luigi Mangione, but I can see where you got confused. I understand. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. And if you will, throw us a couple of memberships and shit. We appreciate it. Let's talk about, speaking of getting paid, let's talk about Rumble Wallet. They can cancel your accounts, freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control, and they use it. That's why financial independence matters more than ever. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether, Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one secure place. No permission, no middlemen, no cancel button. And when you want to support the creators you actually believe in, you can use the Rumble Wallet app to directly tip content creators securely, instantly, and without interference. This isn't a credit line that they can shut off. It's your wallet permanently. Yours to protect your future. Yours to protect your family. When the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics. It's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet now and step away from the big banks for good. True ownership, true protection, true financial freedom. Rumble Wallet. Over 400 of you checking out the tote tonight. I tell you, between morning and evening shows, you guys have been doing great today. Just finish up on that money end of things, and we will be as perfect as it possibly gets. Loaded Wrench, becoming a member for 40 months on YouTube. Thank you. He says, you stopped the video. I yelled SP, and he or she waved at me. That's not true. That's not true. JTCMC says, Aaron, my guy, great stream, but you are dressed like the main character from GTA Liberty City. You say but like it's a criticism. I don't understand. I don't get it. He says it works for you, though, I guess. It hurts. That hurts. T. Jefferson says, you're spouting a lot of Christian rhetoric, boss man. You're forgetting thou shalt not judge. It's fucking hard not to. Although JTC says it's not judgment, it's just reviewing what you see. I'm just telling you. Yeah, exactly. Loaded Wrench says, an Aaron ad on my YouTube Premium, you sneaky bastard. Was there an ad for me? That's sweet. Maybe YouTube doesn't hate my guts. YouTube numbers have been going up. Tonight, notwithstanding. They have been going way, way up lately. So that's nice. All right, throw a couple of memberships and a couple of bucks at the old toe, and we'll call this thing a W tonight. There is no nutritional value in this informationally. There's nothing about this that's like really good for us to know and learn about, the world and our government or anything. This is Bill Maher, who's well into his 60s and a Jew, talking to Marshawn Lynch, who's in his 40s and a street-ass black dude. And they're going to talk about bitches together, and they're going to talk about the club together. I don't think Bill Maher has ever been more Jewish in his career, and I like Marshawn Lynch, but I don't think I've ever liked him this much. Bill Maher and Marshawn Lynch, after watching this clip, I decided they need a show together. Not like a podcast, not anything like that, like a scripted, like a sitcom, like a rebooking of The Odd Couple, starring Bill Maher and Marshawn Lynch. Take a look at this. This is Bill Maher telling Marshawn that Killer Mike took him to a club one time, and Bill ain't into that black ass, and Marshawn doesn't like it one bit.
Killer Mike was talking about this on my last show of the season. How the French...
You said Killer Mike?
Killer Mike,
Oh, yeah, that nigga he official. I fuck with Big Dog. You mad?
Like Bill, like this black guy's like, yeah, that's my nigga. I fuck with Big Dog. And Bill's like, I have no... Can anyone translate what this Negro just said to me? I'm not sure.
I love him.
That's my dog.
Are you kidding?
Hell yeah.
He took me to the Blue Flame.
See what I'm talking? Damn. Maybe I need to tap in with him.
You definitely do.
Was it hella ass cheeks in that motherfucker?
So this is Bill Maher, who's usually like, and look, the Democrats have absolutely no spine, and these Republicans are trying to kill all of us, okay? They're all fucking with you, and it's a big joke, and nobody's doing a goddamn thing because they're all lazy. And then Marshawn Lynch going, yo, Bill, was there hella ass cheeks up in the Blue Flame? No? Bill like, oh, well, Marshawn, now that you mention it, indeed there was. Like, Marshawn Lynch is going to be so street in this clip that it's going to have Bill Maher basically being the Dave Chappelle white guy character from Trading Spouses.
Hella ass cheeks in that motherfucker.
It was so ridiculous. It was like a cartoon.
Ridiculous.
To me,
oh,
ridiculous.
In a good way.
Not in a good way.
It was hella ass? Much ass? It was bad?
Just, you know what? People have different ideas of beauty. And we are all allowed to, like, when you order in a restaurant, I like it rare and you like it well done, whatever.
Now, Bill, before you criticize Bill for being racist here, he's not. Bill likes the Nubian princesses. He does. He's taken them out on dates many times before. So you can't accuse him of racism. But I'm with Bill on this one. It's too much ass. Like the black honeys in the club, that's too much ass. I'm not saying it has to be like bony Northern European ass, but like, let's be responsible. Let's keep it within a reasonable limit. Let's put ass in the speed limit. I've said for years, I'm much more a tit guy. Big ass just looks hostile. Looks aggressive. Looks angry. Plus, I'm very suburban. To me, ass is gay. Like the ass, you stay away from the ass. You're in the ass, you're a homo. So I'm very suburban in that sense. Why do I want, I agree with Louis C.K. Why do I want to bother with some old tight little rusted asshole when the greatest place in the world is a quarter of an inch away? There's no reason for, oh yeah, look at those cheeks. A little butt cheek is great. A little butt cheek is fine. That's it. You touch it, you squeeze it, you slap it. There's some padding on it. You ever hit a girl with no ass? You hurt them. You feel bad. But, a little. But when we're talking about the ones that are like eating dresses and they look like they're attacking you, I'm with Bill on this one. I don't need hella ass. Responsible amount of ass. I feel about ass the way Democrats feel about gun magazines. All right? I feel like we don't need any more than we don't need a banana clip ass. It's not necessary.
Like it well done, whatever.
You goddamn right.
Okay. So, like, I've never been, what? We're shaking on that. Okay, great. So I've been.
Bill is so uncomfortable around like just a street black dude, like beast mode, like Marshawn Lynch. Bill is turning into Woody Allen in front of our eyes.
Strip clubs. I just was never to one like that, where it was so exaggerated.
He's basically calling them a blaxploitation cartoon. He's basically saying this black strip club was Dolomite or Wash Me Mama with a Boogie Beat.
The bulbousness of the buttocks, sometimes matched by a voluptuousness of the chestal region.
This is a Jewish guy. I mean, this is like Bill's half Catholic, half Jewish. This is that Jewish half vibing right now. I mean, he is going out for a walk right now. The largeness of the buttocks with the voluptuousness of the breast region is very, am I right, my Negro?
Matched by a voluptuousness of the chestal region.
Titties.
Yes,
Big ass
I think.
titties.
Yeah,
Marshawn Lynch.
My God. Shit, sound like you was in over your head. You wasn't ready for all that ass.
I was completely ready for it. It was literally over my head.
Marshawn wants the ass. Bill's not with it.
Jews be Jewing. Niggas be nigga-ing.
And that's really the best way to sum up that clip. I think Nick Fuentes summed it up best when he said,
Jews be Jewing. Niggas be nigga-ing.
Big old titties, Bill. Bill doesn't like the large, aggressive ass just right in his face or the heavy tits. I don't mind the heavy tits as long as they're not those big, like taking up the whole room, fat battleship tits. You know, a good, responsible, working within the framework and out tits. So I'm being very picky right now. Like the pair of tits I have right now. And I speak about my women as though I possess them. Perfect tits. It's the perfect tit. Don't need any other kind of tit. It's if I were to be building a house or a car and it was going to be custom made and a house or a car had tits, I would pick those tits. Ass, I'm lost. I don't know. Hey, what's the right ass to put on this one? Is it wrong to say I don't care? Put something in there. You know, when you want to customize something, they'll give you like 5 options. You pick the third one. That's what I do with an ass. We got options 1 through 5, and I go, give me 2 or 3. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not looking to, like, if you have a certain amount of money to spend on building the perfect woman, you ain't going to see me wasting a lot of capital in the ass. Just not. Face, tits, hair. I'm a hair guy. But the ass, it just, that's where we can sacrifice. We can spend a little more on the other things. And we can, you know. The ass, not as necessary for me. Taste Fairy Ialto says, I used to have arguments with people who thought Lynch was a better running back than Adrian Peterson, like it was even close. Dude, prime Adrian Peterson might be the greatest running back who ever lived. Barry Sanders being a close second. I got to watch them both. Very lucky. But Adrian Peterson, like speed and violence, holy shit, nobody better. Nobody better. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I gotta write back real quick. There's been a miscommunication. My baby's like, we haven't talked about it today. I'm assuming you're okay with me staying home tonight. I'm like, no, I thought you were coming over here. I was over there last night and fucking Gordy, Jesus Christ, we kept waking up in the middle of the night because Gordy, he was in the bed and he's licking. And Gordy's not like a big licker. And he's just, you hear him and it's that nasty, like he's licking peanut butter. It's fucking gross. And I wake up, like it got to like 4:15 this morning. And I sat up out of bed. I go, fuck it. I'm up. I'm leaving. Fine. What, you win, Gord. He did. He was just licking and licking and licking. And it was fucking difficult to deal with. Jane says you have to be good looking for perfect titties. Well, I mean, technically, you can be hideous and have great tits. I mean, I don't think there's an association. Randall Flagg says Peterson was the best at beating his kids. Also accurate. JTC says Boo Boo AP had no hands. He couldn't catch a cold. Barry is the GOAT. I mean, you could argue that Adrian Peterson cost us the 2009 NFC Championship game. He fumbled like 3 times, including on the fucking goal line before halftime. We would have basically had that game put away. Dead to rights, crushed the Saints. Who dat? Nobody. But AP fumbled right on the goal line. And I think he fumbled 3 times total. We turned the ball over 5 times in that game, and we were still in a position to win it at the end. Fucking Brett Favre across his body. Cursed. We're cursed. Yeah, people in the chat saying Barry over AP, period. Fair enough. All right, guys, we need you to throw in some memberships. Remember I said we'll see what happens when I get to around 7:30 because I said, man, I'm happy with it. You guys are doing great. We're doing a fun, awesome show today. I'm not even worried that a lot of the cash isn't coming in because I feel like it'll be there. And I said, check with me around 7:30. We'll see how I feel. I'm a little uneasy, but still feeling pretty good. I think there's going to be a big run on the Streamlabs Super Chats, on the gifted memberships, we haven't seen anything of the PayPal and Venmo variety yet. I think, this is a show that lives on its donations. I think there's still plenty of donations to come out. And we can hit for tonight, if you will. Please and thank you. All right, what's next on the show? Oh, the guy nurse. There was a dude nurse who, I don't understand why these nurses feel like they have to make TikToks all the time. It was one thing during COVID when these nurses would make those. Do you remember that douchey nurse who was like, this is what it looks like when you have a COVID patient and you're a nurse and they die on you again and you have to go back in there and suck it up and treat the next patient. And it's this girl, this blonde girl going, oh, God. And she set up the phone so she could have her emotional moment. Ugh, God, it was so gross. And so, by the way, you never see doctors doing that, especially male doctors. Like female nurses, they all want to make TikToks. Look at how hard our job is. Aren't we the best? Meanwhile, you never see a surgeon being like, I just performed open heart surgery. I literally held a man's life in my hands and he made it through. And they're pouring champagne on yourself. You don't see those TikToks because doctors don't need to jack themselves off like that. So these nurses, man, they love TikTok and they really have to stop falling in love with TikTok because it can get you in a whole lot of trouble. Here's a guy nurse. His name's Chad Malinowski. He's a guy nurse. And he wants to let you know that he doesn't like ice. By the way, this is what Chad Zumock would have looked like if he would have taken a different turn in life.
Remember how much power nurses have in this country? One of our own was just murdered in the street.
Oh, that's right, Alex Pretty. I'm sure that hits you twice as hard because you're a dude nurse.
So, we might be able to stop this somehow.
How? Oh, is this another one of those things where like the nurses are saying, we're not going to treat ICE agents. We're going to poison them. Wasn't there one nurse saying like we should inject them with like paralytics and shit? No, that you've sworn not to do that to people. That's psychotic. Would you do that to bankers or hedge fund managers? Would you? I guess maybe I shouldn't give them ideas, or maybe I should. Would you do it to politicians or anything else? No, but you'll do it to ICE people not because this is like an ardent belief you have, but because this is the cause du jour. This is the thing of the day that will get you hits on TikTok.
Thoughts?
Good morning. Did you know most ICE agents don't wear their plates properly? I've seen it.
As the type of ICU nurse I was cardiac ICU nurse. And I did a lot of time, lots of hours, holding on a groin that wouldn't stop bleeding.
Is it? I don't doubt that you held on to groins. None of us are having a problem believing that part. By the way, is this a trans guy? Can never tell anymore, can you? They used to just be gay.
Tell you what, that femoral artery,
my God.
Those veins in the legs.
What the?
I can't remember what it's called. It's late in my shift, okay? I know it. I'm tired. Anyway.
This is a nurse who doesn't even know the veins and the arteries and shit like that. Okay. Okay, that's good. But you do know enough to say that, to insinuate that maybe we should sever the femoral artery of ICE agents who come in? What the fuck? You're going to Black Hawk down a motherfucker? This is delusion. This has gotten really bad.
The vasculature in the leg, it really bleeds. Bleeds well. Someone could bleed out very quickly from that. Probably like a couple of minutes, really.
This is not educational. This is a threat.
I would really suggest to all the health...
Put your fucking shirt on. None of us are interested. She's much more of a Karmic than a Chad.
Care organizations out.
This is more of a, what's Karmic's gay character, Sally Z or whatever? Chloe D. Karmic's got something where he puts on a boa and he pretends that that's totally not him deep down inside. I can't remember.
There, that if you have knowingly MAGA employees, that you terminate them.
Oh.
They're not safe people to take care of other people. You can't have people who have open racism in the healthcare system. I mean, we already know that exists, because if you're a black woman in healthcare, you know.
Really?
But if you're openly MAGA at this point and you're supporting the murdering of people, you don't deserve to be in healthcare. You should have your license removed.
Well, guess what? That, really interesting that you bring that up, old Chad, because I have a feeling you're probably going to get your license removed too. By the way, this was posted by Libs of TikTok. Don't let Shia Raichik off the hook. She hasn't said a goddamn thing about the Epstein files yet, and I think you know why. Chad works at Midwest Express Clinic and Carly Hospital, according to his LinkedIn. Let's see if we can get an update on old Chad Malinowski. He's a vice president of banking. This is a different... Oh, there's a lot of Chad Malinowskis. Holy shit. Can we get an update? You can file a complaint here. We don't... It doesn't look like he's been fired yet. When did this get posted? Today, at 11:03 a.m., it's been 8 hours. Give this a day to cook or so. I think old Chad's going to be out of a job pretty soon. I don't think as a nursing employee, I don't think you can go around saying we should cut the femoral arteries of ICE agents and we should fire all healthcare workers that support Trump. iCup says none of these people would really do this in real life. The psychos don't post about it. True, but I don't care to find out. That makes sense. Redbird says those people are brain rotted by politics. Just a little. Their friends post politically triggered content all the time, so they can't escape. Caddy Z, thank you. That's the gay character that Karmic does. Caddy Z is the name. I'm sorry I didn't get that. Thank you very much to NoPen15 Fathead for gifting a membership over on YouTube. Thanks for breaking our cold streak there. Redbird giving a dollar over on Rumble. Says the only reason these people aren't calling for your death is that they don't know who you are. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I died. Honky with a dollar says the mix of shameless faggotry, narcissism, and sadism is the modern Bolshevik. I mean, he definitely doesn't have shame. Papa Shop says, meanwhile, Indian doctors killing niggas for real. One thing I do like about Indian doctors, though, and maybe this comes from the fact that they're not as good or as knowledgeable as doctors who have been strictly educated in America, but they'll just be super based in their advice. And they're like, did you ever think that maybe you're having these health problems because you're a big fatso? They'll just be like, I think honestly you could probably lose 15 to 20 pounds and a lot of these problems would go away on their own. That is one thing about Indian doctors. They'll lay it down for you. And like it sucks for Americans because Americans, like, we're on such a sliding scale now. Like the Overton window of what's okay has shifted so much. Because like we just, like, doctors gave up. They're just like, all right, I guess being this weight is fine now. Whereas Indian doctors don't buy it. Like, I'm 6'3", 225 pounds. And you say that to people in America, and they're like, that's not so bad. You say that to an Indian doctor, you are very large. You need to drop about 20, 25 pounds, and you'll be fine. A lot of these problems go away if you're just not fat. It's like, oh, thanks, I guess. Yes, just don't eat so much. Buy smaller plates. This might work. Otherwise, just come back in a few months and see me again. Don't be so big. Indians don't even mean to do it. They're just stupid, says Sam Show. Foreign doctors are fucking retarded, says Abel Graham. I've had a lot of shrinks from India, South Asia, and Cuba, etc. They are the worst. Well, like I said, yeah, they're not like educated in like modern American technology and medicine and everything else, so they'll talk a little shit to you. Guys, let's get rolling. Let's get moving on knocking things out. It's been a great day today. It was an awesome morning show. It's been a great evening show. Let's make sure we secure this W for the day. We could use your help. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Again, every show is listener supported. So let's get that listener support out there. Guys, we have a problem here in Minnesota, and it's really starting to hurt our events. I'm not talking about the protests. I'm talking, of course, about the Klondike Dog Derby being rescheduled for March because we don't have enough snow. That's right. Now, I don't want you guys listening to stories like this outside of Minnesota and letting anybody brainwash you and be like, oh, look at climate change. Minnesota's canceling sled dog races because there's not enough snow. Do you know why there's not enough snow in Minnesota right now? It's because it's been too fucking cold. It just got above zero again for the first time in 2 weeks, like last Saturday or Sunday. We finally got to be above zero just a few days ago. Today we got up to like 30 something, which is like a heat wave. But don't let anybody tell you, oh, that here's a good sign that the climate is changing and we're in danger. Minnesota doesn't have enough snow for its events. Yeah, but that's because of the other extreme. It's been below zero and it's been too cold for snow to accumulate. That's why. Because like for a real good snowfall, for like a real good blizzard, you got to be between that 15 and 25 range. You get in that temperature range and that shit'll just pour on you. But if you're at -5, which we were for like a couple of weeks, it ain't happening. Organizers of the Lake Minnetonka Klondike Derby have postponed the race until early March in hopes of more snowfall. The race, originally set for February 14th, has been moved to March 7th to ensure adequate snow for the mushers and their dogs. So it's been so goddamn cold in Minnesota that we can't even do dog races here in the state. God, but again, don't let anybody tell you that this is like, oh, look, that goddamn Minnesota, another proof that climate change is ruining our world. It's too cold. Honky with $1. We need more of these. Let's go. How about some 5s and 10s and 20s and gifted memberships? Let's roll, baby. Honky says, in Guyana and Trinidad, Indian doctors sterilize black mothers who have over 6 kids as a crime reduction measure. Can't be true, is it? Baba Shab says, let's ask Candace Owens about treetop snow not melting at 30 degrees. Yeah, Candace really said some dumb shit about ice recently. She's like, it's amazing. It's 30 degrees outside, and there's still ice on the trees. Yeah, it's kind of how this works. It's like kind of looking around like, where's the butt? Where's the punchline? What's the mystery from all this? Redbird with $1 says, you really shouldn't complain about the cold. The only time you experience it is rolling your window down at the drive-thru. That hurt my feelings.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
That was really... No, I walk into the Y and I walk out of the Y. I'm outside then, too. I shoveled my driveway yesterday. I do shit, you know. You see, when you defend yourself from it, it doesn't look any better. Holy shit, Rumble. You guys are doing great tonight. If YouTube was popping up the way it usually does, we might be hitting 500 on the evening show. Thank you. 462 checking out the show right now. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and for God's sake, click one of those links, throw a couple bucks to the toe. We appreciate it. Let's get paid, huh? Rumble Wallet. They can freeze your accounts, shut off your cards, and lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you, they control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when traditional gold markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's power. And when you support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer and outside the banking system. No permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. The wallet is yours forever. That's Rumble Wallet. Thank you, guys. Again, like, subscribe, follow, and if you could spare a membership, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, big numbers today, guys. Thank you so much. Vince Griswold says, have you denounced the Talmud yet today? You know, I feel like it's kind of implied in every show we do. I mean, I'm actually really kind of offended by that question. I kind of thought that it was the implication, but apparently I'm wrong. Hey, I learned some shit today. You ready for this? Did you know that white people were created in a lab by black people? Holy shit. Like, this is a game changer for me. I didn't know this. I've got a source. I've got a guy. It only took him a minute to explain. But apparently whites were created in a lab by blacks. We're not from Europe. Before we get to that, No Pen 15 Fatheads with $2. Thank you so much. Everybody do that. Says, do you take Menard's 11% rebates? I thought they had to end those. I thought they couldn't do the rebates anymore because Keith Ellison sued them. Because, like, the most popular thing in Minnesota, which is the Menard's rebate, everybody loves it. He thought it was swindling people. He assumed we were all the dumbest people who have ever lived. So basically what happens is you go buy a bunch of shit at Menard's. You buy $100 worth of stuff. You get like a coupon that you mail in, and then they send you a voucher for $11. And Keith Ellison sued because he goes, no, it kind of makes it sound like that Menard's is actually going to give you the money up front. It's like, no, it's an 11% mail-in rebate. We all understand. We're not rock chewers. We're good here. Nobody asked him to get involved, and he just decided to do it out of the blue. It's the dumbest thing ever. Vince Griswold gifting a membership on YouTube. Thank you very much. Hey, guys, don't let this go to waste. Keep this energy going, and we're going to have a perfect day here, and I'm going to love it. Thank you so much for giving us such a fun show tonight. Let's check out this guy. I'm sure he's a professor or a doctor or some kind of thing. I'm sure he's qualified to make this judgment. He's going to let us know that us whites are just a black research experiment.
So I don't think white people are really racist.
Oh, great start. Loving it. Appreciate it. Go ahead, sir. You have my full undivided attention.
I'm saying this as a half white person. I'm half black, half white. White people aren't racist. They're just confused.
Oh.
White people.
Well, now I am. Now I am confused.
White people don't have a home. I'm saying this as a half white person.
Fuck you. You don't have a dad. Wait. Oh, shit. See, no, that got personal. That's on me. I got frustrated. I felt attacked. I lashed out. That's 100% my fault. I apologize.
They don't have a home. They're nomads. They were made in a lab. Research Yaqub.
Give me one moment, please. Yaqub? I thought that was like the Iraqi Air Force. All right. The Yaqub. This comes up, the Yakuza. I'm not seeing anything on the Yaqub. Guys, I'm starting to think that this guy's full of shit. Oh, wait, here we go. The Yaqub are a Turkic-speaking indigenous people of Siberia, primarily residing in the Sakha Republic in the Russian Federation. As the northernmost pastoralists in the world, they traditionally bred horses and cattle, lived in yurts, and practiced shamanism. They are known for their resilience in extreme cold and rich cultural traditions. So, am I a Yakut?
Rich Yaqub. Black scientists invented white people. I seen this white guy in Germany. He was recording like a bunch of Africans down his street or something. He was like, I'm in Germany. Why are all these immigrants in Germany? He's like, I'm from this country. And I was like, in my brain, like, brother, you're not. You're from a petri dish.
Bro, could you pass that shit? I want to see what you're seeing. Oh my God. I'm typically against any kind of drug use, but I've got to see the world through this guy's eyes. So we're all like Matrix pod people, and the blacks know what's really going on.
White people come from a petri dish in a lab. This is why they're so confused. They think that they're indigenous to a land. It's impossible.
Oh.
It doesn't even sound right. It's not correct.
There you go. Take a good hit.
And yes, I'm a hybrid. I'm half black, half white. I'm a hybrid.
We prefer Hyella. You say hybrid. Some people call some people. I wouldn't say me, but some people would say mudblood. But that's just an extreme examples. So there you go, guys. Apparently, I was hoping we would get a little evidence. I was hoping we would get, educated on the issue. But I guess this guy, he's just moving too quick. I got bad news for all of you. Apparently, we were all created in a lab, and we're all fucked. Sorry, guys. Redbird with $5 says, you didn't tell us you got fired from your side gig. Oh, no. What is this? What? Now, wait, what happened? Do I dare click on this? Oh, by the way, they're saying Yaqub, not Yakut. All right, hold on. Yaqub. Let's take a look. Let's look up the Yaqub and see what I am. Oh, the Nation of Islam. Who was the Yaqub in the Bible? The Arabic Islamic form of the Hebrew name Jacob, a major Old Testament patriarch known as the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, famous for wrestling with an angel and being renamed Israel. While Yakubu appears in modern African cultures and names like Nigerian footballer Yakubu Ayagbeni, the biblical figure in the patriarch Jacob, a key figure in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, whose story involves supplanting his twin brother Esau for birthrights and blessings. Now, according to the Nation of Islam, Yaqub was a black Meccan scientist who did all kinds of experimentation. So that might be the Yaqub he's talking about. So that was a Nation of Islam half-brother. Holy shit. That guy is not fucking... I miss the Nation of Islam, man. They should have won that whole civil rights struggle. They were based. They really were. It's they weren't sending their best when it came to civil rights leaders. The Nation of Islam really, that was a good challenge for us. $5 from No Pen 15 Fathead. Hey, you guys are in double digits. Not that I'm allowed to say anything, so just keep going with those fives and those memberships. We're good. No Pen 15 Fathead says their greatest inventions are peanut butter and Nerf guns. Yeah, they created us. Yeah, if they did, we really did well. Taste Very Alto says Yakabu Femi is the brother of Oba Femi. My kids don't understand my fandom of Oba Femi, but I do. I like Oba Femi. That's my new guy. Love Obafemi. All right, let's see. Someone said Aaron quit his side gig. Former head LSF mods Stale 2000 released a video explaining why he was dropped. Here's his message to Reddit CEO What the? This guy looks nothing like me. And no, you guys are not allowed to go in the chat and say, oh, yeah, Aaron, that looks exactly like you. You're just saying that because that guy's really ugly and his hair is far thinner than mine and much less kempt than mine. And he looks really dorky, so you want it to look like me. I look nothing like this guy. He doesn't wear glasses. Thank you very much.
Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of Reddit. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. I'm Brian, or Stale 2000, or Tarot Card.
This guy's going to fucking kill somebody. We need to keep an eye on him. You know all that shit I said about Peter Thiel earlier? I still mean it, and I still believe it, and he's a terrible guy. But let's monitor him.
I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail, before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team. There was an announcement related to a live stream related game show called $1 Million Fan. It was basically a game show like Survivor or Big Brother where fans of a streamer...
You know this guy's ending up in the Dabbleverse next, right? Like, he is perfect. Like, this guy, is this Shmuel Buckman's kid? Like... Because all those guys, like, we laugh at them all the time on this show, but like all those guys believe all this shit is real. They believe like all this shit is life. There's nothing else outside of it. And they're like, imagine posting a 3-minute thing about being kicked out as a moderator and having no shame about it, thinking this is a good thing to make. It's got to be camps for these guys. Well, there is. The Dabbleverse. It's the internet's Dachau. When do we turn on the fucking gas, huh?
Compete in different challenges with an influencer or a streamer for various prizes. The kicker here is that there was a grand prize of $20 million, supposedly. But I also had
You're a retard if you believe that, kid.
Stretch goal. And that was, what if LSF could be part of the show in some way? I don't know, there could be like a LSF-themed best clip contest. Like, contestants compete in one of the kind of small challenges.
Your light bulb went out, bro. Either that or you're filming at a lighthouse and it's circling again.
Make the best clip, and then somebody kind of wins a prize at the end. This felt like one of the coolest things that a subreddit has ever done.
That is the most unfortunate sentence I've ever heard uttered in my entire life. I think the second lamest thing I've ever heard is, we're going to do a show only about Aaron Imholt. I mean, that was the gayest thing I'd ever heard. That just topped it. Holy shit, this guy. I believe he'll be a guest on Dr. Chow's show this weekend.
I mean, being in a freaking reality TV show in a topic that's directly related to the subreddit, how awesome. And where I can
I've never believed in restricting people's Second Amendment rights based solely on a 1 minute, 9-second clip from a video. I'm all in with it on this one.
Tell you, for those who may not believe that, for most moderators, I'm a highly paid software engineer working in San Francisco. I do not need to take a couple $1,000 bribes from random internet scams. Okay,
you are one, dude. Like, you making this video, you don't get to pretend you're above these people. You are one.
It's really not a secret or very surprising. I got removed directly for the post that I pinned to the top of the subreddit related to the game show or supposed and alleged scam, as well as kind of for deleting comments that were kind of critical of it. Reddit.
He's making a video complaining about the fact that he's not a moderator on a Reddit. First of all, if you're on a Reddit board, you're the lamest fucking person around. When we finally start rounding up people to remake the perfect world, we're starting with people who hang out on Reddit all day. I can't think of a more pathetic existence. If you've ever looked at a new Reddit topic and you've made this sound, ooh, you gotta go. I'm sorry. It's too much. You've done too much damage, and I don't think you're even aware of it. This video should not exist in a healthy, thriving society.
Moderators have power. They have influence. An even crazier story is the time when some Twitch employees found me in person and borderline begged me to make sure LSF is not used to destroy the multi-billion-dollar company Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And they showed up and they found it 100%. This is a guy you agree with when he starts getting on this roll because you don't know what's going to happen if you knock him off balance. It's not going to be good. No Pen 15 Fathead, who sent that, by the way? Thank you for sending that. Says he even has a polo shirt. He looks nothing like me. Loaded Wrench with $2 says his hairline is better, Aaron. Just how
retarded are you?
God damn that. Take it back right now. Take it back. Take it. No. Roots Calhoun says, I think I want to sleep with this dude. I'm moist. Ugh. My Lost Interest says, not only does he look like Aaron, his voice, just close your eyes and you can't tell who's talking. That's not true. None of this is accurate. You're all lying. This is all bullshit, and I'm being gaslit. I'd like to file a complaint. You guys are double digits away, by the way. Give some. I deserve memberships. I deserve all the money in the world after putting up with that torment in the last segment. Couple of memberships, couple of drops. It won't take too many from now, and we'll notch ourselves another win for the toe. Loaded Wrench says that moderator line was 2. Oh, man. Reddit queers are only slightly less gay than Milton Discord poop pushers. Well, you got to feel bad for those people because I don't think they have much more helping them cling to life. I mean, that's bottom of the barrel, and they need somewhere to go, in fairness. I mean, where else are they going to go? You know? Plus, they're all probably white people. They were created in a lab by the Yaqub. We learned about the Yaqub today. We're learning about too many secret societies. I feel like I'm overloading everyone a little bit. Papa Shop says, Reddit moderator? Oh, yeah, he's hung. You mean like giant cock or we need to hang him? I'm not sure. Before I agree with your assertion, I'd like to know what it is exactly I'm agreeing to. All right, I got this one sent to me via listener text. Oh, wow. Harrison Smith made a 15-minute documentary called The Eighth Front, Israel's War on Reality. That's something I'll look into. And then maybe that's something we can do something with tomorrow. Papa Shop says he probably shops at Goodwill too, Aaron. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Criticize a guy for being, smart with his pennies? Come on. Roots Calhoun says that dude shops at the Big Dick store. He does. I mean, now I feel like you guys are complimenting this man's genitalia in an effort to get me to agree with you that he looks like me. It's not going to work. No. I'm not going to agree that guy looks anything like me. T. Jefferson says, don't insult Imholt clone number 3, boss man. He's not an Aaron clone. I'm telling you right now. All right, 457 of you checking out the toe, and by God, do I appreciate that. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. You know that $600 Rumble read I was telling you all about that we just had to get 20,000 people watching at a time to get? Just missed it by that much tonight. I mean, look, we got 20 minutes, but the way our shows go, those, people kind of make their way towards the exit in the last few minutes until it's time to rattle the can, which it does look like we're going to get to tonight. I'd like to get a little closer to 0 before we start rattling the can, but you guys you're in the neighborhood. You're in the neighborhood. I'm thinking like another 10 memberships or so, and we're feeling pretty good. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's get after it, boys and girls. So I'll be very honest with you. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, and I kind of feel bad because she's very famous. I see her name a lot. I don't know what she does. I'm assuming she does music. Chapel Rowan or Chappelle Rowan or whatever the fuck her name is. You can always tell how talented someone is, generally speaking, by what they need to do to get attention. You know, by the time you get to the Grammys, we know how much talent you have based on what you need to do to stand out. And this Chapel Rowan, and again, if I'm saying her name wrong, I'm kind of happy that I don't know. But she wore a dress that got a lot of people's attention. I guess the best way to describe it would be a titty dress. And people were having this debate online about whether or not it was appropriate to wear something like this to an event like this. I got to say, I'm never going to be the guy who says like, oh, you can't wear that to the Grammys, because I don't hold the Grammys in like high esteem. They gave Billie Eilish a standing ovation when she's like, oh yeah, fuck ice. And they all just stood up. Meanwhile, Jelly Roll got up there and said, I love Jesus Christ. I want to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for this award. And they started playing the music to kick his ass off stage. So that tells you all you need to know about the Grammy Awards. But Chappelle Rowan shows up in this dress, and I don't know, like, I think it was a notice me dress. I think it was a woman who really wanted people to look at her tits. I think it was someone who really wanted people to talk about her. But like Lady Gaga used to do shit like this. She wore that dress made of meat and stuff. I mean, here's the dress that she was wearing. First of all, she looks a little transy, but I'm not going to insult her tits. She's got them just hanging out. She's got this dress on, and the dress basically just has a little rectangular piece that like is taped onto her nipples. And it covers up the nipples, and that's what she wore to the Grammys. Now, this sparked a debate of whether or not it's appropriate. Maybe I'm wrong. This is why I'm bringing it to you guys. I can't care enough to say that she shouldn't be allowed to wear that. It doesn't bother me. I understand what she's going for. Like she's trying to do the, oh man, I'm just so fucking edgy. I really push boundaries. I think with shit like that, and by the way, a woman with that many tattoos, there's a lot of damage, giant red flags, stay away. But like when you're doing something like that, I think if you don't like it, the best thing you can do to counteract the desired effect they want to have with it is you just ignore it. Like, because every person who's online today going, that dress was terrible, that's the degradation of American culture, like, she wants that. She looks satanic, too. Like, she wants that. She wants you to get worked up. She wants you to be mad about it. So I really don't see the point. And it's also, like, such a easy, shameless attention grab. If I had to be offended by anything about that dress, it would be how lazy it is. Pull your tits out. I mean, anybody will look if you pull your tits out. I mean, that's an easy way to get attention. Lady Gaga wore a meat dress, for Christ's sake. That's a little more creative. Didn't she come out of an egg one time, too? That's peak creativity. She responded to it today by saying, giggling, because I don't even think this is that outrageous of an outfit. Of course you don't. Oh, yeah. Because she's crazy. She's edgy. She's different. That looks actually so awesome and weird. I recommend just exercising your free will. It's really fun and silly. Thank you for having me, Grammys, and those who voted for me. She was nominated for Record of the Year and Best Pop Solo Performance for The Subway. She didn't win either one of them. Yeah, I know that like the desire, wearing that dress, it wasn't because I think this looks really good and this is what I want to wear. There's something cringe about someone attempting or like forcing a reaction. And that's what that dress was. It was trying to force a reaction, and it's meh. Thank you very much to Abel Graham for gifting that membership. I appreciate it. My Lost Interest says, nice titties, but she has a head like a barn rat. It's not a bad line. Head like a barn rat. Thank you for the gifted membership. Where does that put us? That puts us 87 members away from 600. Loaded Wrench with $2 says, wear a polo like that tomorrow. Hey, pay me. 383 Novocaine with $1 says her ripple piercings held the dress up. Oh, it was her nipple piercings holding it up. Oh, well, look at old grandpa not understanding how these modern titty dresses work. Well, goddamn me straight to hell. That's what I say. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for educating grandpa. Did they show that on TV, says Buttshine? I think that I saw it in interviews and stuff. Whether they put the interviews up on social media or they broadcast them on television, I'm not really sure. I have to make a confession, and this might surprise a lot of you. I don't watch the Grammys. I don't really watch the Grammys at all. Hey, good for this guy, Ben Swan. Remember this guy we played this morning? He was on TV in Atlanta as a news journalist, and he would do investigative news journalist things, and he investigated all the Pizzagate stuff. And so the news organization he was working for fired him. Apparently, he's getting to do a lot of victory laps today. A lot of people are interviewing him, talking to him, because one thing we learned in the Epstein files is that Pizzagate, absolutely real. Like, absolutely was a thing. Pizza is mentioned 219 times in the latest documents they released in the Epstein files. And not like, hey, man, we should order some pizza tonight while we play video games or whatever. First of all, Jeffrey Epstein can't play video games with his friends. He's banned from Xbox Live. Not for being dead. This was before he died, obviously. He was threatening to kill people, so you can't do that. So he was banned from Xbox Live, and there's all these pizza references, and it's creepy coded pizza references. So Ben Swan tweeted today, 10 years ago, Pizzagate was by far the #1 trending topic on Twitter, but the claim of pedophile elites who preyed on children was so insane that Pizzagate was shrugged off as a wild fever dream of a conspiracy theory. But then just days ago, the largest dump of Epstein files revealed what some of us had been telling you for a decade, that Pizzagate is real. Not that there's a pizza parlor at the center of a child trafficking ring, although the owner did have iconography that was boy love iconography, and he was voted one of the most powerful people in D.C., and he was very close with John Podesta. And the guy who went into Comet Ping Pong and fired that gunshot, fired it right through a locked coat closet door, and then miraculously hit a computer right where it fried the hard drive, so you couldn't recover anything from it. So I don't think you should let Comet Ping Pong all the way off the hook. But child trafficking rings run by some of the most powerful people in the world do exist. Tonight, I want to remind you of what I told you then and compare that to what we have learned. And again, we played this Ben Swan guy's report on this morning's show. And that guy has been absolutely vindicated. But if you look at the shit Ben Swan went through, I mean, he still can't work in media. It's really sad. Dub says J-Lo in the green dress was hotter. Oh, absolutely. Vince Griswold says James Alefantis, that's the Comet Ping Pong owner, is a secret Rothschild. Pizzagate was always real. And, you know, I do worry that no matter how real it is, how it is real, there's a lot of people who are just going to not want to look into it, and you're still going to sound crazy when you bring it up to people. It's unfortunate. It's too bad. Bapa Shab says Epstein and Ehud Barak talking about slicing pizza. Great stuff. Really cool. Yeah, and then Epstein going to Ehud Barak and going, hey, you should totally tell people that I don't work for Mossad. And he's like, isn't that kind of going to backfire and totally make it look like you work for Mossad? Nah. Thank you very much to OG Anonymous Fake Dono. Gives us $10 and says, you deserve more. Wow. Thank you. Well, you know what? That's up to you guys. If I deserve more, let's go. We're double digits away. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. If I deserve more, I think you guys just all throw a membership in, whether you're on YouTube or Rumble. I think we're solid. You want to hit the Streamlabs link? You want to throw something in there? Go ahead and do that too. But it's been a very good day today. I'd like to cap it off the right way. Hey, our Lieutenant Governor, Peggy Flanagan, She was found to be in this Signal chat group with ICE protesters, like doxing finding license plate of ICE vehicles and then doxing the people who own it and the ICE officers and finding out where they're staying and going to confront them at those places, which, by the way, is not 100% accurate. I'm not shitting you. Protesters today ran up and started hitting and smashing a vehicle because they said it's an ICE vehicle, so it's okay for us to do this to them. Turns out it was owned by a Somali woman. So go figure. All these people who want to protect Somalis and protect people who are here legally or illegally end up vandalizing their car because everything they do is right when they're this full of piss and vinegar. Well, Peggy Flanagan is now denying that she's in any Signal groups that do anything of the sort, which is ridiculous because the proof's already out there. This is her response to the allegations today.
Okay, for the record, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, candidate for Senate, and you got the current senator's endorsement today. How meaningful is that for you?
I mean, it's incredibly meaningful. Senator Tina Smith has served this state so well.
Let's get to the Signal chat.
Really proud of the work, that work and that fight.
Wanting to, damage a fellow Democrat too badly.
I mean, I think, listen, we've got...
I don't care. Let's get to the...
largely because of the issue of fraud. And I wonder, sitting in the lieutenant governor's office, if that's something...
I don't care about the fraud thing either.
Prevent fraud, to stop fraud.
I want to hear about
fraud at the federal level.
I want to hear about the Signal chat.
Who committed the fraud here.
Right,
so.
and I think...
But there will be some similarities. And I wonder if you being in the Senate right now could have done anything to change.
ICE is beyond fixing. That they don't think one additional penny should go to, I hope, would be buddies or the
old chat group and
here we go,
directing observers or something along those lines. Is that, I mean, there is a separation between you as a state employee and you as a, on your own personal time. And that doesn't necessarily mean you can or can't do any of this stuff. But I'm just wondering if that's something that you are doing.
That's ridiculous. That's not me. And I would just say, the ways that I'm showing up for my neighbors is we are getting mutual aid and groceries to families who need it. I've walked kids to their vehicles after school dismissal and just showing up in those ways. I think, frankly, that whole accusation is trying to distract people from what is happening in our streets in real time, that these federal agents are detaining U.S. citizens. They are violently...
Nice. She's got the senator pivot down well, doesn't she? That's a nice Senate pivot right there. Hey, aren't you in a bunch of Signal chats that are like doxing these guys and like planning like ambushes and shit? This is all just to distract the fact that ICE is ambushing and kidnapping people and blah. There it is. That's called a senator's bait and switch. Nice job. She's ready for the gig. She is ready for the job. I can't wait to see who the Republicans nominate to fuck this one up. She's and again, I'll say it again, guys. Peggy Flanagan, get ready. If you don't know her, if you're not familiar with her, she's a true believer, boy. She wears ice out earrings, for God's sake. All right, let's get the train going. I think if you guys get this down to 30, it's technically a win for the toe because we have 30 in the bank from this morning. But let's see if we can't knock this whole thing out. We're $80 away from a win today. Let's see if we can do it. Fire up the music. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's go. $80 away, and I don't care how you do it. Click one of those links in the chat. Streamlabs, the PayPal link are both in there. Steel Toe Media Inc. on Venmo. But hey, gifting those memberships, throw in some Super Chats, throw in some Rumble Rants. It's all a great way to do it. If we can get $50, we've got ourselves a win. But for a complete evening show on their own W, $80 away. Let's go, boys and girls. Here we go. Hold on, I got my whistle. Let's do it. Let's get those memberships in there. Let's make those big drops to the toe. Vince Griswold with $2 starting us off. Fuck that. Everybody do $2 and we'll be home free. I'm being greedy. Memberships, all that. Everybody, you know, 30, 40, $2 drops. We're solid here. Let's go. Let's call it a win. We got a win this morning. Let's get a win tonight. Let's make it perfect. As you know, we've been struggling the last couple of weeks to bang these goals out. Let's start the week with 2 straight wins. A perfect week right off the bat. Big drops, let's go. We got about 4 minutes left. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and gifted memberships to try and knock this bitch out. We need your help, and we need it quick. We got this song, and we're going to go... I'm going to click one of these suggested ones after this. But, hey, we got 1:45 left in this one. Let's see if we don't need it. All right, looks like we might. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting the 30 in there. We're 50 away. I'm cracking the bank. We got to try and get that 50. There's Phaseway with a gifted membership on YouTube. Thank you very much. 45 away from tonight. We cracked the bank. Hey, people are saying, what if I have a song? Then fucking throw it at us. Let's go. Let us know what you want for the next one. $45 away, a minute left in this song, and then one more song after. Let's get it going. Oh, thank you for the gifted membership. Come on, man, let's be perfect today. Let's be perfect today. Be dialing. I like that. I like be dialing. Come on now. This morning was so nice and easy. It worked out so well. Let's have the evening show. And you guys are on a couple-week winning streak. You've been carrying shit. So keep that shit up. Uh-oh. Come on, guys. 45 away. 45 is very doable. There we go. $5, says Gay Twister, Aaron. Gay Twister is when you lost your credible. I think he means credibility. Thank you for the $40 away. Or 8 memberships. All right, that's the first one. Guys, $40 away from a W. Let's see if we can hit this. You know what? I want to go old school for this one. Let's go old school for it. In honor of the Epstein files. 3 minutes left. $45 left to go. Please help. Or no, $40 left to go. Let's do it. How about 2 of those 5 gifted membership drops? How about a couple 20 drops? Let's end this. Let's call it a win for the toe. Light the light. We're desperate. We gotta light the light. We need a win. $40. Let's go. It's just a 40. It's 80 a dropping 5. It's 10 of you dropping 4. Get us a win. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We can't lose. We've been losing too much. We've been losing too much. Too many losses. Help out. Oh, God. $40. Do something to help. Come on, guys. I need a perfect day. It's been a while since we've had a perfect day here on the toe. Help it. Help it. I even cracked the bank for this one. Ah, shit. 10 beer with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. On YouTube. $30 away. Come on. Finish up that 30. Let's go. Let's go. Finish up that 30. Let's get it. Come on, guys. We got a minute and a half. You love this show. You're entertained. Tonight was a great show. 30 away. It can be done. Let's do it. There's 10 from Rabbi Smoothie. All right, $20 away, guys. $20 away. Let's do it. Thank you, Rabbi Smoothie, for the 10. Let's bring it home. 5 gifted memberships. And let's run it back and call it a W. 1 minute left. $20 away in 1 minute. We can do it. There's another $5 coming in. This $5 says, I like butt stuff. I like butt stuff. Whatever. Let's get a W. $15 away. Come on, 15. 15. It's 3 gifted memberships. It's a $20 drop on Rumble. Let's do it. 30 seconds to go. $15 away from a win, and it would be a perfect day for the toe. Come on, guys. Come on. 15 away. Let's go. Come on. Get that 15. No, wait, it can't. No, it can't end like this. Abel Graham with $5. Small Town MN Gal with $5. Let's knock out that last 5. Let's call it a win for the toe. What do you say? I'm leaving that light on. We're winning tonight. We're getting a perfect day. Perfect start to the week is coming. $5 away. We may have cracked the bank to do it, but we're getting our win. 1 more gifted membership. 1 more $5 drop. That's all it's going to take. That's all it's going to take. Let's go. Let's do it. Thank you to everybody who gifted memberships tonight. Thank you to everybody who threw in on PayPal, Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. What does Johnny have on Aaron? No one wants Johnny. Don't speak for everyone. I'm sure some people want Johnny. Let's go. $5 left to go. I'm not leaving tonight till it's a perfect day for the toe. Let's bang out that last membership. You've got it. I want it. I'm winning today. I can't go to bed until we win. Joey Caravello's mommy says, wait, did you have to go to the bank again? Yes, thank God the morning people were over today because we did have to go to the bank. Oh, also, we have all of our, all of our Epstein coverage on the YouTube channel, so please watch that and give it a thumbs up and share it. No Pen 15 Fathead with a gifted membership and Rabbi Smoothie with a gifted membership. Guess what that means? Another win for the toe and a perfect Monday. We are so fucking back, baby. Oh, there it is. There it is. The final win for the toe for the day. Thank you guys so much. And we are now officially 85 memberships away from 600. Thank you guys so much. I'll make you a deal. If you don't like Johnny, I'll give you a chance to pay for him to take the day off tomorrow. You guys knock it out in the first hour. I'll tell Johnny he can sleep in. How's that? You guys take it easy. Thank you so much for the win. Jane says, what can we do to make the goal tomorrow? Just keep, honestly, everybody just throws in a couple of bucks. Keep that vibe going all day. $2. It's so easy. I mean, we got 750 people watching at a time. Fucking simple to knock that out. So yes, Jane says, I want to have a celebration for the next membership milestone. Let's hit that 600 memberships tomorrow and let's figure it out. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to bed very happy tonight. I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.